It's 10 to 8. It's Tuesday. And it's ABW. Hello and welcome to a Bergkamp Wonderland. How are we all? It's been a glorious day for football. But to put a dampener on that, I've got a couple of guests tonight. First and foremost, it's the man, the legend. It's John Welsh. Say hello, John.
Hello, John. You all right, Jace? You doing?
You do it every time. I love it. I'm happy though. I'm happy because you do what you do. I'm okay. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Excited this week, you know.
Yeah. Don't let the cat out of the bag. We got a special little section coming for that in a bit now. Don't let the cat out of the bag. No spoilers. Spoiler alert. You know. How's your week been?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Not bad. After a not so great weekend, it's looking better.
Ah, mate, we didn't podcast on the weekend, did we? No wonder you'd been down.
Well, there you go. Makes sense. That's why you had to be on tonight, isn't it? They get us 2 weeks in a row.
I tell you what, okay. You know, it's like doing those TV shows where they do the crossovers. You know, from the live show to the podcast. Here we go. 2 weeks in running special. Oh, people must be so bored of us. Oh, God. But are you looking forward to tonight?
Yes, mate. Absolutely.
Good man. Who else is there? Oh, I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, here he is. It's Danny, the GFP. Say hello, Danny.
Hello, Danny. In the words of the legend that is Lord Hillward, get on with it.
How you doing, pal? You all right?
Well, Sean's just been to the takeaway and brought me in about a dozen half potatoes, deep fat fried in nonsense, and she's quality checked them, and they are A-OK. Yeah, I'm good.
Nice. She's quality. Well, okay. How were the Lindt chocolates?
I don't know what you're talking about. I definitely didn't eat £6 worth in under 24 hours that I was saving for Christmas.
Is that £6 in monetary value or weight?
Both, probably. I don't know. I feel too sick and I can't see. I've been blinded by the sugar.
I feel a claim coming on.
Oh, no. And how are you this week, Jay? Last week's podcast, you started it in a foul mood. This one, you're in a foul mood. As soon as John turns up, oh, it's Mr. Happy Davis is back again. I'm with my brethren. I'm with my fellow Welshmen, aren't I? You know, I'm happy then. Oh,
you know,
good.
I don't feel like the odd man out anymore.
No.
You know,
Excellent.
I'm with a like-minded individual.
How dare you besmirch my good name?
Besmirch? I said with John, not you.
All right, fair enough.
Right, let's get on with it. Is it okay,
yeah.
Guys? Right, obviously it's been a monumentous day in football, so a Bergkamp Wonderland brings you ABW news. Ding, ding, ding. I tried to do something clever there, but it just didn't work.
No, you got to do you know, like the old radio thing.
Brilliant. Okay.
I love that noise.
So let's do it again. So here we bring you a Bergkamp Wonderland brings you ABW news.
That wasn't as good as the first one, so
they've turned off. Can you just give it a bong? Bong. That won't damage anyone's eardrums.
Okay, let's just get on with it. In breaking news today. Breaking news today. Scientists have revealed that their hypothesis that Mesut Ozil was the Arsenal Santa Claus for just performing once every year has been absolutely disproven by SantaKos giving away 3 goals against Southampton on Sunday. Merry Christmas, Southampton. What can I say? And in other breaking news, football fans all over the world mourn the sacking of Jose Mourinho. Their fun has been spoilt for another year or two. God help us all. Boys, what are your thoughts on Jose getting the sack?
I'm hoping that in traditional football club style, because Man United is in such a mess, they go to an old ex-player for a steady hand and bring in the only man that can surely save them now, Mark Hughes, just to see him go further down the table.
or Ryan Robson.
They couldn't afford the brown envelopes to get Brian Robson in charge.
No, it's weird. I've got mixed emotions, I'll be honest, Jace, because part of me is happy to see him, you know, he's not, you know, it's embarrassing for him, which is great. But then the other part of me is, I think he wanted to be sacked anyway. He got a nice big payout, and it's probably better for United in the long run. So I'm a little bit sad as well. I'm going to miss him.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Danny, coming to you for some stats. Just how much did Mourinho spend at United during his time there?
I read a thing on Twitter that said 264 million in his last 2 seasons. And I'm as an Arsenal fan, I'm gutted, really gutted that he's gone, because my Christmas present, what I wanted was him to come in and do a swap deal with Pogba for Ozil, like they did with Sanchez, and then we could have had him, and then again he would have only been good for half a season. But yeah, spent quite a bit of money and done fuck all.
Fuck me, I'd have taken Chris Smalling for Mesut Ozil.
Just think what our very own Pirate could have done with the Pirates if he'd have had 264 million quid. Clothing allowance, after that, he'd probably have about 50 quid left.
Jesus,
the sparkly suits, you'd be able to see from space.
Can you imagine?
You say he's gone? Oh, my fuck.
I am a little bit, because it was a car crash. The only problem is we couldn't even beat the car crash, could we? So it's, it's put in perspective now. But yeah, I'm a bit gutted for Jose. I really thought Pogba's reaction to it with his tweet, an hour later, was quite crass and tasteless. So in keeping with Jose's reign at every club he's ever been at,
that's complete nonsense. That thing. That was just the time that was an advert. Because all the Nike players, signed ones, all put a tweet out and had the same thing. Mkhitaryan had one as well today. That's the same hashtags.
Mate, there's no such thing as a coincidence. And I'm going to take it as he was having a pop at Mourinho, because that makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
I mean, I don't. If he was, great, but it wasn't. But, believe what you want of these fake news. Sorry, can we get on with some Arsenal talk now? We've waffled for fucking ages.
Well, that's what the listeners like. They want us to waffle. We talk bollocks week in, week out.
That's true.
To be fair, these people deserve medals. I don't know why they bother. Anyway, on to this week's fixtures. And we start with the Europa League match against Karabag at the Emirates last Thursday. John. It wasn't the most enthralling game ever, was it?
No, not really. Bit of a dead rubber. Top of the group. Outcome didn't really matter. More eyes were on the weekend's fixture. It was just a chance to get some minutes in players who were coming back from injury, like Shelny, and to see a lot of the youngsters as well. And I think you just it was a shame that more fans couldn't get to the stadium. And that Arsenal still haven't quite worked out how to do, getting the tickets out to, I don't know, maybe local area, that kind of thing, because a lot of people just didn't want to go and were essentially giving their tickets away for nothing. But, you got to see Willock, Maitland-Niles play again, Jenkinson come back in the team, Emi Martinez, were appearance for him, Nketiah starting a game, Charlie Gilmore, was that his debut at home? Game. Bakayoko Saka. I did get his name right. There we go. Bukayo Saka. Sorry, that's his name. Apologies. Who's sort of the one who's come out of it with all the hype around him. It's nothing game. We won it 1-0. The Europa League was essentially done until the knockout stages, but to see some of the youngsters was fun.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it, Danny? As John's mentioned, this game was mostly about the youngsters, and Sako shone, didn't he?
It was absolutely brilliant. He's a lovely player, and I am going to call him Buck, like Buck Rogers. So it's Buck Saka, which is an easy name to remember. He was absolutely brilliant. Got man of the match, got a rating of 8.2, and was one of the highlights of the game. But like John was saying, just finishing my bit of potato, that some of the stats from the game and some of the players, like Martinez, hadn't played for us since April 2017. So we lost to Palace. And Maitland-Niles filling in. That's one of my bugbears at the moment. People telling me that Maitland-Niles should fill in at fullback. I don't want to see that. But then before the game kick-off, our average age was 26.6. After we include the subs, the average age was 24.5. And considering we had Monreal 32, Koscielny 33 and Socrates 30 and Ozil 30, that's not bad, is it?
No,
was that a comment?
No, sorry, I coughed. I do apologise.
Blackpool are 1-0 up.
Dan?
Yes?
What have I told you?
Yeah, but you told me that next time, don't wear any pants. Are we talking about the WhatsApp pictures or the game? Oh, sorry, the game. Yeah, right. But people might want to know. But again, by the time they listen to this, they'll know. So I'll shut up. Go on, Jace.
You utter cockwomble. Cheers for that. Yeah. So, John, anybody else impress you during the game? You know, a lot of youngsters on show, and you know, it is another development step for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not going to be jumping about all over the place and saying, you know, we've got the next Ronaldo or anything like that. But Saka did look very, very good. Should have scored a goal as well, really. And Nketiah had a goal ruled off, perhaps a little bit harshly, which would have been nice. I thought Medley and Charlie Gilmore as well both looked like really comfortable on the ball. Again, it's tough to judge because of the game and it's kind of nothing in it. And Karabag didn't really have too much, you know, quality about them. But the one good thing I would say is that over the last, 3-4 seasons, we've seen a lot of good young players, you know, in that 16 to 19 range coming through the academy. And it's just hoping that they can go from where they are now to transition into, you know, good loan stints and then hopefully breaking into the first team, or, you know, just for them as footballers in general, even if they don't make it Arsenal, at least going on and having a, you know, a decent career and stuff. So credit to the academy and the coaches and stuff that have been working there, because they seem to have there's been kind of a dearth of them for a long time. If you think about anyone really coming through, we haven't had a lot. So all these guys look really, really promising.
There was 5 teenagers played that up for us that night. Although they were all born in England, Charlie Gilmore represents England. He was born in Brighton, and the other 4 teenagers all born in London. So, you know, for years I've gone on about I love the George Graham days where these people are just like me. They're Englishmen. They're born in London. They're probably Gooners all the way through. Like the young bloke we got off of Chelsea. He's always been an Arsenal fan. I think it was Zach Medley, Zech, Zech. I don't know. That's what I wrote down. So yeah, I have that kind of affinity with these young men because they're our own. They're our own people, and it reminds me so much of the good old days. And we've had, like John was saying, we've had a few come through in recent years, but now there has been a massive goal for these players coming through. And on the bench we had Tyrese John Jules, who's Daddy John Jules' nephew. He's only 17, also born in London. And then we've got another young striker coming through called Balogun. Another, I think he's English, and he's banging in the goals. And we've got so many really good players coming through, which is why I'm surprised we didn't see more of them in the weekend's game, Jace.
Well, we'll come on to that in a bit. I mean, look, I don't care where they're from. They can be from London. They can be from Timbuktu. It doesn't really matter as long as they're good quality players coming through, and they love the club. That would be fantastic. To be honest, it doesn't bother. You know, as a Welshman, it doesn't bother me where they're from. You know, it's just
it's exciting. If if you think of the number of the. You know, a few years ago, I wouldn't have been able to name that many youth players, whereas now I can name quite a lot. And if you get, 25% of them make it into the first team, that's fantastic.
I don't know.
There does seem to be a big, it's not like it's one player. There's like 6, 7 players.
Hold up here. Okay, Bellerin, Iwobi, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. We've continually brought through youth players. Do you know what I mean? Some haven't been as successful as previous years. I
just mean having that many at once that all look good. You know, it's always been one every couple of years that's either made it or not quite and then gone off. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think I think we're looking at this through rose-tinted glasses. We've always brought players to whether it's up to them whether they succeed or fail. It's how hard they're prepared to work. We've seen some very talented players come through that youth system and fail because they haven't had the mental capacity to handle it. I remember it was Dan Crowley, Stefan O'Connor, Stefan Mavidi. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That if you look back at that batch, none of them really did anything. People had heard of them, but they did nothing. Whereas I think you look at these, I know they haven't done anything yet, but they look to be of a much higher quality.
Zlalalem, Reina Adelaide.
No.
Talented, yes, but as far as making it. And they did shine in certain areas. They did shine in certain games, etc. But as for having the mental capacity to make it, because they had the skill set, no, they haven't got it.
I think a lot that went wrong with those lot is because they had shit loans. I mean, if people have been listening to this pod for years, we've done the loan roundup for years, you'd have heard me mention the majority of these players, but apart from Zach, because he's come from Chelsea, but the majority of these players, you've heard me mention them in the under-18s, then the under-21s, then the under-23s, and in the other competitions over the years. So we've all got to know them a little bit as we've gone on. And if you read any of the blogs by Tim Stillman and George Bird and people like that, and I mean Gunaholic, he's mentioned it them quite often. And then, but they are, I think this batch of players are of a higher quality, and if they do need to go on a loan, they need to go on a loan to a decent team, not some Dutch second division team like a lot of them did.
Dan, if you were an Arsenal youngster and you're going to Barnsley or a Dutch second division team or a French team, okay, it's the Farmers League, right? And if you can't get in that team, that is down to you.
Well, when they went on loan, when Super Dan Crowley, the non-England legend, when he went on loan to, I think it was Barnsley, or there's one of them went there, the manager said he is too technically gifted to play for our team and sent him back. So I think that's more of a statement on lower league football than it is on his personal ability.
Yeah, but Dan, that's where they learn to grit it out and fight. Come on.
Well, that worked for Zellerlin when he went and played for Rangers. He had a magnificent time there, and we thought that's it. That's going to toughen him up, and all he needed was a second decent move, and he got stagnant. And it's only now, and then he got injured. But it's only now that he's coming through and playing games again. But I think it could be a little bit too late for him because he hasn't. He's one of the senior youth players, and he hasn't played any first team games this season, which is sad.
Let's be very honest, okay? These players, they're in the academy systems from young ages. Mm-hmm. They have to grow up and take responsibility for their own careers. Do you know what I mean? You look at somebody like Ronaldo, all those Ballon d'Ors, a European title with Portugal, countless European titles with United and Real. That was down to hard work. He was obsessed about football. Everything he does is about making himself a better footballer.
You don't get many Ronaldos, though, Jay.
Yeah, but that's the thing, okay? If they're not putting in that, and I'm not saying you should put in the same amount of effort.
I'll settle for a Ray Parlour at the moment.
If you're not putting that hard work, you're never going to make it. And with the contracts they have, I sometimes think they think they've made it before they even get anywhere.
So, I just think the attitude of younger players in the last couple of years, you saw one of the Willocks go off to Benfica, where he could have stayed at Arsenal. You've seen Reece Nelson, the whole thing with was he going to sign a new deal or not, and then kind of looked like the fact he got the loan to Hoffenheim might have persuaded him to do the deal and stay with Arsenal. I think they're all doing positive moves for their career rather than just money now. Well, that's the way the trend is going at the moment anyway.
Let's hope so.
With a lot of young players. The only other thing I want to say about the game was I'm glad that Emery is stuck with sort of the principles of the club, and because this is one of the things why they said they signed him, because they wanted to keep with the values of the club and developing young talent. And he's done it in the league with some of the younger players. Where he's tried to play them, whether in the Europa League and stuff. And any time he gets the opportunity, he is letting them play and letting them, show their talent and stuff. Yeah, so that's a really good thing to keep that continuity there.
It is a great credit to him, to be fair, because again, we do, we're not a club who can afford not to develop our youngsters,
That's a very important fact. But you look at the fact that this shows how good that bunch of players are. Now that in the recent games, they've all been called up to the first team. The under-23s have conceded 18 goals and lost 4 games in a row. But it's this will cheer you up, Jace. We've got one young Welshman playing for the under-18s, Robbie Burton. So he's 18 years old. He's 19 on the 26th of December. So we'll see if you change your tune a little bit when he starts cracking it into the first team and he's the new Ramsey.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. It'd be lovely. And we've got a Scotsman playing for the first team. When was the last Scotsman we had playing there? Scott Marshall, maybe? Paul Dickov? Lovely. I'd like to see a couple of Irish lads get in there as well, just to make my mum happy.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, this show is car crash already. I love it.
Don't you say that. No, it's not. It's good quality.
In any case, look, it wasn't the greatest game of football, was it? We played a team that lacked quality. And the worst part about the night for me was when Sacco got kneed in the back The defender came for a header, just went for him, put his knee in his back. He's on the floor, and all of our players just stood around gutlessly, looking at him, looking into thin air. It was pathetic. It was truly pathetic.
It's the one thing where you would have wanted one of the senior players to step in. You can understand some of the youngsters maybe not knowing quite how to react and stuff, and just not having the experience, but you would have hoped, Socrates or Koscielny. I'm not sure exactly if they were all still. Socrates played the full 90, so
yeah,
I hope someone like that.
Lichtsteiner, Socrates, they all stood there. It was an embarrassment. That poor kid got kneed in the back, and nobody went in to have words and went in to have some handbags, to at least show you mess with us, you're getting it.
He did get up and wipe out their keeper though, which I thought was great.
Yeah, but he has a shot on goal. Come on, it was gutless from us. It was gutless from us as a team, and it was embarrassing. And they should all hang their heads in shame. It was absolutely gutless. It was wrong.
And obviously, just last thing I wanted to say on the game, not to drop our Dominic, but he watched the game and he's convinced Saka's going to be the next Ronaldo. So there you go. You can go and at him on Twitter, people, and give him some abuse if you think he's right.
Actually, Dom has guaranteed us that he's going to be the next Ronaldo. He said, I
can tell from his running style.
Sorry, Lichtsteiner didn't play the game, so he wasn't Lichtsteiner, but there was Socrates, Koscielny on there, El Nene, it was absolute embarrassment what happened to that poor kid, and they should be ashamed themselves. But in any case, that's my gripe over and done with. On to happier times. What's next, Dan?
Southampton, isn't it?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, people, here we go. Jace, you thought Jason was in a bad mood before. Jace, what was your thoughts on the game, mate?
I'm gonna
eat my potatoes. Let me know when he's done, John.
I'm gonna go to John for this because I'm trying not to swear.
Don't you put it off.
He'll come in. Don't worry.
John.
Yes.
We were playing maybe one of the worst, one of the bottom two clubs in the Premier League. No home wins all season, 9 points, 1 win, 6 draws. Sacked their manager. They have been absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Now, we had a poor performance against Huddersfield, where they harangued us. Midfield didn't work. We couldn't get the we spoke about this on last week's pod.
Yeah.
So tell me, did we learn any lessons against Southampton?
Maybe not. Right. I mean, first things out of the way is the defence. Obviously, that Emery's completely hamstrung there in terms of what he's going to do because of the suspensions we've got. When I first saw the lineup, because I didn't get to watch the game live, I had to watch it back later, which was great fun knowing we'd lost. When I first saw it, I was a little bit confused as to who was playing exactly where, and I messaged the guys, and then they explained Koscielny and Lichtsteiner and Xhaka as the back three, and it's like, okay.
I'll ask you a question now, okay? So what do you think Emery's thinking was putting Koscielny, who's been out for 9 months, in the middle of two guys who have the mobility of pedalos?
I'm not sure I quite got it. I understand sticking Lichtsteiner as a centre-back in a back three. I don't think he can really play the position that well, but he should have more understanding of it. Xhaka, he's not a centre-back. We all know that. The fact that Nacho is back was good. It's easy to say with hindsight, but I think even when I saw the lineup, I said, why are we not just playing a back four? Nacho has played centre-half. Yes, he's been better in a back three than he has in a back four. I would have just gone with 4 at the back, and then I would have played, Maitland-Niles, or even if you had to play Xhaka at left back, who has done it, against the team that is, they're not in great form. Southampton, at least they hadn't been. They've clearly got the new manager bounce. There's no doubt about that. And that's speaking to our mutual friend Ross, who's obviously been watching Saints under Mark Hughes for ages and been miserable about it, said it's the best he's seen them play in probably 2 years.
Tell Ross that's Wales' gift to him.
I didn't get it just because I thought our midfield wasn't great in the Huddersfield game. You take Xhaka out of the midfield, it makes it weaker already. the back three, I don't think worked. I think having a defence where most of the players at least know their position and it's just disrupted as little as possible would make more sense. So I would have gone Hector, Kos, Nacho, and then probably Maitland-Niles as left back. Just to me makes more sense. And then if you are still nervous about the defence, I think then you can play three in midfield if you want. You know, you can play Guendouzi, Xhaka and Torreira to give it a little bit more solidarity if that is worrying you. I know that midfield three hasn't worked, but they've not played all three of them together very often. But at least it gives you a solid base. Iwobi starting was a little bit odd just because his form has dipped. Mkhitaryan, again, is up and down, but Emery seems to really like him. And to be fair, he played all right in the game, I thought. He scored a very good goal and then got lucky with one. And then Aubameyang, I just presume it's because Lacazette is not fully there yet. Again, not to knock Aubameyang because he's got an amazing amount of goals, but I just think the team is better with Lacazette in. So I think the selection was a little bit off. I thought credit Southampton because, to be fair, I thought for 50, 55 minutes of the game, they were the better team.
At least.
Second half, we were definitely improved. There's no doubt about it. And I think when it was 2-2, we were on the front foot and the more likely to score. But the issue I had with the game is that if you look in terms of like clear chances and stuff created, we really didn't make anything in the game. And I look back to the sort of break Southampton got and some of the play they did. They looked more likely to, they created better chances than we did, I thought, throughout the game.
There's no getting away from that. They created the better chances. They had a goal disallowed for offside. It was offside.
Yeah.
But, they dominated us for most of the game, to be fair to them.
I thought when it went to 2-2, we were playing much better. I mean, second half we came out much better and they changed the system and it worked.
And we still didn't create a massive amount, did we?
No, we didn't. We didn't create enough. That's fair to say. But look, I think we all knew a loss was coming at some point, and it was going to happen. I think if you look at, despite our record, I think if you actually look at the individual games and how we've played, we have been lucky. I know some people from the pod disagreed with me when I said we've been lucky in this run. And you can't be lucky if you go 22 games unbeaten. I think that's nonsense. Of course you can be lucky. You need luck to go 22 games unbeaten.
Yeah.
But you don't get it without it. We've had it whether it be referee decisions or shots going in, deflected off players. Thank you, Eric Dyer. So you need those kind of things to go your way sometimes. And I think in terms of performances, we've had some very good ones this season. We've had like Liverpool, I think the Spurs game.
We've had two good performances. We've had one very good performance. We've had one 60-minute very good performance.
Yeah,
we've had a very good performance against Liverpool.
But you look at the other wins and stuff we've got. They've been pretty scrappy and stuff, and we've come back into games and
we've worked hard and we've ground it out.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great.
That's of great credit to the team, okay? And
great credit to the team and to the manager.
Yeah, absolutely. As much as, look, people are going to about to get some stick, right? Let's make no bones about it. I've got an agenda tonight, right? And it's up to people to defend what I'm about to say, or to defend the players on this. But you don't go 22 games unbeaten without showing real character. The manager's got his substitutions right. We've worked hard and we've ground games out, and that's of great credit to them. That's a real achievement for Unai and the squad, to be fair to them. Okay.
I think the one thing I would say as well, just before you start sort of go into the goals and stuff and individuals, is that I know some people have kind of made it a joke and said, it's just a stat, it doesn't mean anything about the not leading at half time and stuff. I'm not saying we have to be in the lead at half time, but the marked difference between our performances from first half to second half in games, the longer this goes on, it does become a problem, because in this game, it showed you can't just perform for one half of a match to win a game.
Let's be honest, Kate. The start has been overhyped by TV commentators, okay? because that's all that matters is the score at the end of the game.
Of course.
If you're not going in at half-time leading, you're just giving yourself a mountain to climb and you're making it harder for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even care if we're leading at half-time. It's the difference in the performance levels from first half to second half is the more worrying thing for me. And until that kind of thing gets either balanced out or, or there's some clear reason for why we're doing that, then I think it becomes difficult. It makes the rest of the season more difficult.
John, the big question is, John, if we can do it against Liverpool, if we can do it against Tottenham, why can't we do it against Huddersfield and bloody Southampton? Right, Dan, talk me through the first goal and tell me why this isn't Koz's fault. Why doesn't Koz go for this cross with his head instead of trying a pirouette with his foot after having tendonitis problems and a major surgery on it?
It just reminded me a little bit of the calamitous seasons before, where his defending has been shocking, but we've not been defending well all season. Like John was saying, there's a couple of games where we should have lost. Like some of the other games, our man of the match should have been the post or the referee
or Rob Holding's arm.
Yeah, I mean, look against Wolves. Wolves should have beaten us. There's been quite a few teams. Crystal Palace, I think they were unlucky that we didn't beat them. Anyway, but to the game, I personally think playing Koscielny was a mistake. I would have put in Zach Medley as the young man. I'd have played him there. I mean, when you're starting off, your back three central defenders are a right back who's not playing regularly this season, who's about 34, 33, something like that, 35. Koscielny, his first proper full game back in the league for 9 months, and Xhaka, who is our linchpin in midfield. Playing Xhaka there meant that Torreira was spent the entire game running around after Guendouzi, trying to Lichtsteiner is 34. Cheers, John. So Torreira spent most of the game playing on his own in midfield, because as much as I love Guendouzi, and Guendouzi is a bright, shining sunlight of wonderfulness, he isn't the partner for Torreira in midfield, so that left huge gaps in the midfield. And when Guendouzi was running up around the pitch, you don't know whether he's going to be a 10, whether he's going to be a holding, whether he's going to be an attacking midfield, or whatever it is. So playing Xhaka there immediately meant the centre of our park, which is those two players that are meant to defend the back three, they weren't there. They couldn't do it. And you couldn't have Torreira covering every single position at once. So for me, that was a mistake. I'd have much rather have seen Ramsey come in, because although Ramsey doesn't like playing in the more central midfield role, he's an international, he's a professional, he's a brilliant player. He would have brought the calm and
he's won us FA Cups from a central midfield role.
You've never brought that up before, Jay. You should have mentioned that before now.
Yeah,
maybe the manager doesn't know. But playing Guendouzi there for me, in we all knew that Southampton, when you've got Ings up front and then you're going to bring on Austin at some point, they're not going to be playing the beautiful game, are they? And they got stuck in. Koscielny has shown in that game that he wasn't ready to come back. Yes, he may have played against Karabag in midweek, but that was that made the farmers in the Farmers League look like professionals rather than the farmers that they are. So he shouldn't have played. But there again, Leno, I mean, Emery, I'm holding my hands up here in the air, like going, I don't know, what's he going to do? When you've got your best right back and one of our best players going off to start, he went off on the 46th minute when it was 2-1. And then you're going, oh my God, so now I've got to reshape the entire defence again. If he'd have had a full strength team, none of these, Lichtsteiner wouldn't be playing, Xhaka wouldn't be playing centre-back, Koscielny wouldn't be in the team.
But Dan, he didn't have a full strength team, and it's the manager's job to deal with these things.
Yeah, but he did deal with it, and he took a gamble on moving players around, and it didn't work. I don't care that we lost. It makes absolutely no difference.
We didn't lose to Man City. We lost to one of the worst teams in the league this season.
Yeah, but then you got the new... I mean, their manager is no slouch. He's a fantastic... His first season in charge of Red Bull in Germany, he got runners-up in the Bundesliga, got him in the Champions League.
I don't care.
I know you wouldn't care. He is a really, really good manager.
Okay. But tell me, why doesn't Koscielny go to head of that ball, and instead he tries something absolutely stupid, and lo and behold, Ings puts it in the back of the net.
Because he may be physically fit, but he's not match fit. For the under-23s, he's had a 45-minute, he's had an 85-minute, and then he had 90 minutes. Then he had, forget how many minutes he had against Karabag. He is not match fit. You don't, just because you're a magnificent player and you've had a brilliant career, you can't be out for 9 months and then as you know, you can't step back into the game and go, right, here we go, off we go. It's going to take a few games for him to do that. He should be playing more of the League Cup games.
Dan, he's in the position he needs to be in.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. I'm not. Look,
I know you're saying.
I love
why did he do what he did?
But my point is, this is basic decision making.
Yeah.
This is basic decision making. I know, and that's all he's got to do is put the ball over the into behind the goal. Bingo. Let's reset for the corner, and you're safe. Okay. Instead, he totally misses it. Bingo. 1-0 down.
Well, he's not played with Leno before, has he? And he's never played with Lichtsteiner before, and he's not played with the two players in front of him, Torreira and Guendouzi, before.
Lichtsteiner's not making that decision. Leno's not making that decision. Xhaka's not making that decision.
He's a man coming back from injury. He's surrounded by players that he's never played with before. May have done training and stuff, which he most definitely has. And it's just the whole thing. It looked like he'd gone up at the same time as Leno, and the whole thing was a car crash. It doesn't really matter. It's an unimportant game. We're not going to win the league. At least it wasn't against anybody that we care about. We lost to Southampton. Oh, well, never mind. In the last 4 seasons, we've lost twice and drawn once with them. I don't care.
Every 3 points important. John.
No,
John, what was that decision about?
I think that decision stunk of I've not played professional football for 9 months. To me,
boys, I'm not apologists, and it is disgusting. That's our club captain. That's our club captain. This is an international defender. Okay,
look. This is my honest opinion on Laurent Koscielny. I thought he was done before his injury, and we should have moved him on and got someone else.
We never thought he'd play for the club again, did we?
I didn't think he'd play for the club again after the injury. He's come back. Brilliant, fantastic, and apparently he's been a superb captain off the pitch anyway as well. So,
to be fair, he's a good guy, isn't he?
I've got nothing against him personally. I don't think he's at the level that we want anymore. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. Yeah. I genuinely think that decision was I'm so rusty and I've been out of football that long. But Jace, you know it yourself. If you had a long-term injury and you go back to playing rugby, you'll make some basic errors and some stupid decisions.
I've never made an error in my life.
So, look, I think, again, credit Southampton because I thought they did actually play some nice football. I know this is the other thing that annoys me. Everyone going, they kick and foul and whatever else. Yeah, they're going to do that. Fine. That's just what happens. They're not as good a team as we are. But that ball that they put in, was it Matt Target? I think it was. That cross is absolutely mustard. Honestly, it's such a good ball.
It should have been cleared. He should have headed away. But
he should have gone with his head. Should have gone with his head. He made the wrong decision. Unfortunate. Hector could have done a little bit better in trying to close down Target, I thought, as well, in terms of trying to stop the cross. It goes in. It's a bullet header. I mean, you don't have to do anything with that. The ball's so good, you just get a connection on it. It's going in the back of the net.
To be fair, it was a great goal from them. Yeah. Just really annoyed. I mean, I think asking who's the lad you wanted to play, Dan?
That was Zach Medley.
That's too big an ask for a youngster like that to come into.
It was too big of an ask for a bloke who's been fucked for 9 months and we thought we'd never play again. I think you're making too much of a deal out of it. It doesn't really matter.
Of course it matters. It's 3 points now. We need top 4 this season. We need to get Champions League. Because if we don't get Champions League, let's get something straight. This Europa League shit that we have to put up with.
Okay.
Well, let's be honest, okay? I remember you saying in the past, I hate the Champions League. Well, let me tell you one thing. Not being in the Champions League has cost us buying players. True. It's costing us. You look, 20,000 people at the Carabao game.
It was cold, Jace. Get your fucking priorities straight.
Stop being a fucking apologist and get on the fucking page, okay? Because this is getting embarrassing. And losing 3 points to a team with 9 points in the league this season, okay? I'm not being funny. I like Unai. I like what he's done. But he learned nothing from the Huddersfield game. And if you watch Southampton's tactics, it basically done exactly what Huddersfield were doing against us, only they executed better and they used their flanks a lot better, and they deservedly beat us, right? Deservedly. But when you look at the amount of quality we had on that pitch, there's no way we should be losing that game, and I am annoyed. And I
just think that the goals you conceded are all from bad errors individually.
Let's get back to the game anyway. Let's talk about the goal we scored. Okay, Danny.
Yes.
Really a decent ball down the line from Iwobi. Nacho takes it to the line, pull back, and Mkhitaryan with a header. Really decent goal. Good reply from us, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's yet another example of what I've said all season: is that you get your goalie, your defence, your midfield, and your attack, and none of them have all clicked on the same day. And Mkhitaryan hasn't clicked all season, and that was his game where he clicked. Aubameyang was rubbish, Iwobi was rubbish, Guendouzi was rubbish, everyone, Bellerin was rubbish up to when he came off. And it's just a matter of trying to get all these players to work in sync together. And this has shown that Mkhitaryan is capable of doing it in the right conditions. Now it's the manager's job to try and figure out, hold on, how can Aubameyang come off the bench and play like a world star and get all these goals, and then Mkhitaryan do nothing all the time, although I think he's now got 4 goals and a handful of assists this season. Iwobi, we've seen that he's come on, he's played some games and been brilliant, but that it was so bad he got taken off. It's all a matter of mixing it all around, and Mkhitaryan showed that he is still capable of doing that. And it was just a really good goal, really good bit of play, unlike his second one, which even now I have to make sure I have a wee before I watch that second goal by Mkhitaryan, because it is hilarious. I couldn't even believe we scored it, but that's the kind of luck we need.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you do need luck. Let's be honest. This is a tough league, John. It was a good finish from Mkhitaryan with his head, and some good work down the left flank, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, really. It was Iwobi's one sort of decent contribution in the game. It showed Nacho's quality because the ball across and the look up before it was fantastic. Showed that experience. It's funny how Kolasinac has played obviously a lot recently, and our fullbacks are so important to this team at the moment in the way that we are attacking and creating chances. And when they're stifled, we really are struggling in games. So great finish from Mkhitaryan as well. I really don't know with him. He's so inconsistent. In terms of even within a game, he can be superb and then just awful the next. It's bizarre. But you got to credit him. It's a great finish. Gave the keeper absolutely no chance. He made some really good saves on the day as well for Southampton.
To be fair, I think Danny's a bit harsh on Aubameyang. There were 2 great challenges from Southampton players in the box. One absolute worldie, and a worldie save from, was it MacArthur or whatever his name?
McCarthy, yeah.
You had a worldie save from Aubameyang, I think it was. To be fair, those challenges and that save, it could have been a very different story this game, but unfortunately, I do think he, there's 2 chances. There's 2 other chances in the game Aubameyang should have scored.
Against a team that had let in 30 Premier League goals in only 16 games, you would have expected Aubameyang to go out there and get a hatful. And he only got an Opta rating of 6.4. He had a couple of shots, and other than that, I thought he was pretty ineffectual. But I think he wasn't really given much room, and it's weird seeing that. Who was that? Fraser Forster is now 3rd choice at Southampton. That's crazy.
He dropped off the face of the planet, doesn't he? Yeah. But let's get back to it. And we think we're going to go into half-time level, but no. Now, I can't remember who it was going down the right foot for Southampton, John. But
Valeri or Bednack?
I can't remember, mate. At this point, no one cares. I was losing the will to live, okay?
So was I, because I was talking to Ellis trying to figure out his new fucking Ethernet cable.
You were, weren't you? But we have 2 centre-halves either side of Danny Ings. Cos is tight, goal side, and he decides to go and challenge for the ball. Gets nowhere near it. Lichtsteiner's behind him, got no chance. Ings, bang, back of the net, 2-1. It's a horror show, isn't it?
Yeah, again, just bad decisions, defence not communicating properly. I mean, even before that, the midfield and stuff just not cutting up. We gave Southampton so much time and space on the ball as well.
We're going to come to Guendouzi and Torreira a bit later.
But yeah, defence not communicating. Koscielny's got his positioning wrong. Lichtsteiner was honestly dreadful in that game. I thought he was easily as bad as Koscielny, if not worse, to be perfectly honest.
He didn't cost us 3 goals.
He didn't help though. He certainly didn't defend.
Neither did Xhaka, I mean, this is
but I would say
neither did Torreira.
I would argue the difference is you're playing Xhaka at centre back and he's not a centre back. Lichtsteiner isn't a centre back, but he's a defender, so he should at least know something about positioning. And he didn't have a clue what he was doing.
And he has shown a lot lately that he's really not up to being a regular for Arsenal, is he? I think he'll be gone in the summer.
I did say this in the summer.
You certainly did.
I'm not overly convinced. I've got an interesting question about Lichtsteiner actually going forward later. But just again, just a mess all round.
But you're tight. Your goal side, you got centre back either side of the striker. That's all you've got to do is marshal the striker and put him off. That's all you've got to do.
Yeah.
And we can't even do that. And this is my annoyance. We're 2-1 down and both the goals are basics. This isn't Champions League standard. This is Danny fucking Ings, who's a very good footballer, but that's all you've got to do is header one ball and marshal the centre half the second goal. And we can't even do the basics. So, explain it to me, please.
Fitness, that's it. Fitness and a defence pulled together from a squad that's on its knees playing game after game. Too many games, too many injuries coming too fast and furious. Rubbish films. But it just happens that this has been building up for ages, that we've had too many players out injured and too many substandard players coming in that either don't fit or don't do that job. And this is just a culmination of it. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Dan, Southampton were really up for the game.
Dan, you're grasping at straws.
You're grasping at bloody
buttocks. I am giving you an honest opinion on the game, okay? I'm asking you the questions, boys. It's down to you to bat them back at me.
I would expect watching the goal back now. And there's, it's Valerie, the right back. She plays it into Redmond. It's a wonderful ball by Redmond, by the way.
It's a very good ball. But why, when you're tight on the striker, do you move to clear the ball and miss it totally when that's all you have to do is stay tight on him?
Well, I mean,
you have to force him to do something special to actually get to the ball then. That's all you've got to do is keep your line.
All right, Jace, you say you're asking us the questions. Question for you. What would you have done about the defence and all the players that we've got left that are actually capable of standing up without lean on someone?
Well, I mean, Koscielny is the wrong side of his man, for a start. Danny Ings can see the back of Koscielny's shirt.
Yeah, but you have Lichtsteiner on the other side, okay? But
and Lichtsteiner doesn't react until the last minute.
My point is, okay, he's between the striker and the goal. He has prime position on that ball. He has prime position on it.
That, to me, is Koscielny and Lichtsteiner not communicating. Torreira passes Danny Ings on. I'm watching it back now. Torreira passes Danny Ings on to the defence, as he should do, because he's the only man they've got to mark, and they do not pick him up. He's behind Koscielny. You can see Koscielny's shirt, so he's never going to win that header, Koscielny. And then, they're just showing Aubameyang miss a chance, sorry. And then Lichtsteiner reacts too slowly. That, to me, is on Lichtsteiner. And it's, again, a really good header by Ings. But the problem is, Valerie, the right back, is out, 30, 40 yards from the byline. No pressure on him from Iwobi. Plays it into Redmond, who's got no pressure on him from the midfield whatsoever. He then can just look up and go, right, I'm going to dink this ball in. Look, the ball in is quality. It's fantastic pass. But,
it was, to be fair, yeah.
But there's no pressure on the ball whatsoever. And Lichtsteiner's too slow to react.
Oh, come on. You can't excuse cause from that. I'm sorry, okay? He was tight on Ings at that point. That's all he's got to do is marshal him. He doesn't need to do an awful lot. That's all he has to do is block him, and it stops the chance. That's all he's got to do.
Should Cos have started the game?
To me, yes. He's a club captain, okay?
That makes no difference. The number one consideration should be, is he match fit?
Hold up here now. He obviously is, otherwise he wouldn't be playing, okay?
No, he's not obviously
fit. The point is, I would have put Nacho alongside him.
Yep, okay? I agree there.
In the three, I'd have put Lichtsteiner at the other side. I'd have put AMN at left wing back for his pace.
Yep.
Okay, Hector on the other side, and I'd have played Xhaka and Torreira in the middle with the express thing of right, guys, you have to cover this, Lichtsteiner, he's got a turning thing of a lorry,
I think the most important thing from that game is you can't break up Torreira and Xhaka again.
Well, look, you can, but you've got to find a better solution. But the problem is the link between the midfield and the defence didn't really work with Guendouzi and Torreira, okay? But the link between the midfield and attack didn't work. And to be fair, as much as Mkhitaryan did well in getting 2 goals, he and Iwobi were very ineffective helping the wing-backs, okay? They didn't offer them any coverage at times. It just didn't work. We spoke about this last week, to be honest. All these aspects of the game we spoke about, and that's why I'm a bit annoyed. Southampton came out, they hustled and bustled us, as did Huddersfield, but they used the flanks very well. We think we've got enough height with Xhaka, Koscielny and Lichtsteiner in the midfield to stop these aerial bombardments. But if you're not stopping the ball at source, you are going to have these. Look, Kos had a very bad day at the office. Let's make no bones about it. He was horrendous.
I never thought I'd defend Koscielny so much, but that second goal is Lichtsteiner.
You're wrong. You are wrong.
I mean, if you watch the goal...
Let's have a Brexit vote, John. I vote that it wasn't Kos's fault. What do you vote, John?
I vote that Nacho's in the wrong position. Iwobi reacts too late. Guendouzi and Xhaka don't close down Redmond. Koscielny is got Danny Ings, should then be passed on to Lichtsteiner, who doesn't react. Torreira has picked up Armstrong, and Mkhitaryan is there as well, who also doesn't react. So Lichtsteiner is stuck going, am I supposed to be picking up Armstrong or am I picking up Danny Ings? The moment Ings moves behind Koscielny, Lichtsteiner should be across, and he doesn't react.
So that's a vote for not Kos's fault. Jace, you outvoted.
Hold up. You voted no deal. He voted Norway deal, okay? And
let's vote again. Let's do it again.
Okay.
But I'd like to know, Jace, John, what would have been your defensive lineup? I know people have been asking about this in some of the questions, but you've heard mine and Jace's.
No, I would have gone back 4. I would have played Maitland-Niles left back, Nacho and Kos and Hector. And then if you were really worried about the defence, and the fact they play Ings and they have Charlie Austin and players like that, they're going to likely stick the ball out wide to put crosses in. I probably would have played 3 in the middle, and I would have gone Guendouzi, Xhaka, Torreira. It wasn't great in the other game they played, but at least you get, one of those guys can go across.
The only way you can play that is if you're playing Torreira and Guendouzi deep, or 2 of the 3 deep. Yeah. And unfortunately, they didn't do it. They didn't do it well against. They didn't do it well against Huddersfield, who, let's be honest, are another dog shit team, right? And we scraped past them with the last.
We've just spent like 20 minutes on that goal anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
Has this 3 at the back got legs? I don't think it does. No. I think it's more out of necessity than tactical awareness.
I've got to be honest with you.
I think he's just doing it because of the lack of personnel and stuff he's got at the moment.
Fuck me, we're not doing 20 minutes now. We all agree.
Yeah. It's just frustrating because, we played well against Spurs. We played really well. And to come down to the shit we've offered up in the last couple of games is annoying. Yeah, I think Emery's a better coach than this. And to see that he learned no lessons from the Huddersfield game was frustrating, okay, because he's a better coach than that. In any case, on to Danny, I'm coming back to you for the second Mkhitaryan goal. It was a joy to behold, wasn't it?
It was. I was watching, because we're sorting out Ellis's Ethernet that the wonderful listeners paid for, that we're going to have to send back to Amazon, because either Ellis is an idiot or Apple's a shit, or probably both, or possibly neither. And we couldn't get it to work. And he went, because he's ahead of me, and on the whatever he was watching it on, and he went, oh, God, what a great goal. And as we watched it back, I went, no, it's not a great goal. It's hit the bloke on the inside of his foot and then gone around the goalie. He's nutmegged him, and as the ball's nutmegged him, it's gone. He thought, oh, well, that's what we need, more pot shots, things like that's what you get when you have a few shots from outside of the area. And it was really good to see. I liked it. And that brought it back to 2-2. And I thought, here we go. Right, we're going to bring on a couple of substitutions because we scored that in the 53rd minute. And then I thought we're going to bring on. And then we brought on a Mesut after that, didn't we? I know we've not got to that part of the game yet, but I thought this is it. We've turned them round. They've had a couple of lucky goals. They've gone and done Stoke-Hampton, as Steve likes to call them. Here we go. We're going to show them a bit of class here because we've got all those wonderful players up front and Guendouzi and all this attacking flair, and didn't turn out as I hoped, Jace.
It didn't.
Good goal though. I liked it. Made me smile.
It
the only thing in the game that did make me fucking smile.
It did make me laugh. To be fair, to be fair to Mkhitaryan, shots on target. Thought the keeper had it covered, but it was lovely to see that deflection go in, John. And to be fair, this could do Mkhitaryan the world of good, couldn't it?
It could do, but he could also trip over his own feet tomorrow as well. Look, he could score a bicycle kick hat trick in a game and still be dreadful. He's that kind of player at the moment. I don't know what it is, but I am glad that at least he is someone taking a shot. The one thing I would say is that second half we came out much better. Lacazette came on, and we started to press Southampton, and that goal came from a press. So good work from Guendouzi and Lacazette, chasing down the ball, win it back high up the pitch. Lacazette lays it off, and look, it's huge deflection. Keeper had it well covered, was going to save it, no problem. And the ball's gone completely the other way. 2-2, I'd take it, just because at the time, throughout the game, we'd been pretty dreadful. But I thought at that point, we really started pressing then, and we looked like the only team that was going to score a goal.
We did, to be fair, but Dan, as usual, we flattered to deceive, lots of possession, bit of pressure, but nothing that really told. And to be fair to Southampton, got to give them a bit of credit. They did defend very well, didn't they?
I mean, if you've just been managed by Mark Hughes for God knows how long, and then he leaves and you get a manager in like Ralph, who is a superb manager, you're going to be dancing all. They probably didn't even have a sit down at halftime. They're probably doing sit-ups and chin-ups just to impress the manager. They're probably over the moon. They're probably burning Welsh flags all over the stadium just because they're glad to see the back of him. Bloody hell. They did well. And they were talking on a show that I heard about the new manager bounce. Had they already had it with I think they drew 2-2 with Man United, was it? Again, that's not exactly hard, is it? We did that. So, I think they deserved the win, mainly down to the fact that we were knackered with no players, and they took the game and they did what we all knew what they were going to do. Like John said, we saw Ings and Austin, and we thought, right, it's not going to be Brazil '82 we're playing, is it? No, it's going to be Stokehampton of the early part of the 21st century. That's what you're going to be up against. So there's going to be crosses, there's going to be big hard men up front, and that's exactly what they did. They did what it says on the box, and we just didn't read the box. This
excuse of being knackered, the difference in the team between Thursday and Sunday was, hardly any of the players played. You had Cos getting minutes. Other than that, it's a different team. Come on, we can't keep on making excuses.
Well,
we screwed the pooch Sunday, to be fair to us. But we've done excellently for 22 games. So where there is a bit of blame for Sunday, there's a lot of credit for what's gone before. I am being incredibly harsh on Koscielny and the team.
Doing it to provoke me and John into answers. You're just playing devil's advocate, you cheat.
I'm doing it to annoy Chris Carpenter, to be fair.
If we'd have known that, I'd have gone along with it.
Yeah, thank you. Too late. But John, the killer blow was at the 84th minute or whatever it is. I that's all I can see is Koscielny wandering about in the box, no clue where Austin is. And Leno he needs to, if he's going for it, he needs to get there, and he doesn't. He just doesn't.
Do you want to hear some running commentary on this one?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on. I'll have the goal here as we're doing this. So, got Nacho's got the ball, plays it inside to Torreira, and then Mesut Ozil does a step over. Oh, no one there, gives the ball away. Southampton midfield.
Mesut's giving the ball away.
No one tackles. Oh, Mesut's running back. Oh, and then who's that? Shane Long down the right hand side. Little dink to the back stick. Charlie Austin, what are you doing, Bert Leno? Oh my word. That goal to me, I have no idea what Leno is thinking. That was
probably nothing.
Absolutely criminal.
To be fair, to me, when I watched it, I thought he's just panicked. Koscielny's wandering about in the box, no idea where Austin is. Okay? Austin's absolutely free. He sees the ball come over and he's gambled and lost because he's panicked. Right? Now, in all fairness, there was the goal the other day, who was it against? The near post goal against Tottenham. He should have done a lot better.
Yeah.
With this one, yes, he is at fault. He and Koscielny, to me, are at fault. So is Mesut, and we didn't exactly stop the ball coming in, did we? But
don't get me wrong. Koscielny is in a bad position at that time.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't have to worry about it because his goalkeeper shouldn't be running from one side of the post to the other. Why he's so far out on the left-hand side when Shane Long's got the ball? Doesn't need to be there. Xhaka's there. Nacho's coming back as well. Shane Long's not going to, skin two players and put in a worldie from the right-hand side and score against him. Doesn't need to be that far across. He has to foul someone on the way to scoring the goal first. It's really bad goalkeeping, plain and simple. Don't get me wrong. Cos is out of position, doesn't help. But the simple fact is, that's an easy Leno come out and catch the ball.
I got to be honest, I think it summed up the game for us. It absolutely summed the game up for us.
And I tell you what, Charlie Austin, I think he scored every game he's played against us now. It's 5-5. But when that ball came across and it's really floated, it's very slow. As that ball's put across, if I'm Charlie Austin, I'm thinking, Shane Long, you wanker, why don't you whip that with some pace? And then all of a sudden it comes down out the air. You're thinking, how on earth has this got it? Oh, thanks, I'll have a go.
Yeah,
it's so criminal. It is really, really bad. I like Leno, and he's been really good. He's been great with his feet out from the back and everything. But in that game, crosses and that kind of thing, he's very flappy at that. It makes me very, very nervous.
Well, look, to be fair, the defence haven't helped him. Okay, so it's one of those things where whenever you see a defence at 6s and 7s like ours was on Sunday, then you see goalkeeper gaffes because they have no confidence in the defence whatsoever. And that's
it doesn't make you step 5 yards the wrong way and you can't move your foot properly.
Look, we've seen David De Gea chuck the ball in his own net. We've seen,
yeah, but he's not all that.
He's a lot better than Omas, to be fair. He's
is he?
Well, I think so. Yeah, I've got to be honest there.
I don't know. I've seen him chuck some howlers, although that might have been because of the manager.
Do you know what? Okay, I saw him last season. Have an absolute stormer against us at the Emirates. Okay, where he saved 30 shots or whatever.
How many of them were straight at him? No,
I don't care. Come on, it's not all luck, is it? Come on. No, but it's one of those. Okay, you can have your opinions on goalkeepers, but if you've got no confidence in the defence, then you are more prone to a howler because you're panicking. Because centre-back's not going to cover. Lichtsteiner's not there. You know what I mean? Xhaka's not going to get back. It's just too many. There's too many things to worry about. But it's a bad mistake from Leno. It really is.
And he looked like fucking Mr. Tickle flapping his arms about. Went for that.
In all fairness, it's more Leno than it is Koscielny. But if your centre-back's not helping you, you're stuffed in you.
I still can't get over the fact that when we've got a centre-back crisis, he keeps playing 3. That's the thing from this game. I'll take.
Well, funny enough, look, okay, we're going to come. Let's come to that. That's the game, okay. It was, it's not the end of the world. It's the first defeat in 23 games, but it wasn't City or Liverpool we were playing. It was dog shit Southampton. I know. So let's be fair. We played a truly awful side, and we managed to make them look good, which is very worrying. Okay, the 3 at the back didn't work because of the personnel. In all fairness to Koscielny, I've given him a really hard time, but as you boys have stated, he hasn't played football for 9 months. Right? He's been an excellent servant to this club. He's been one of my favourite players, to be fair.
I mean, he is French as well. So
but the thing is, as has been stated before, there's always a gaff in him. Always a gaff in him. I think if he's fit, he makes the same mistake on the first goal. And that's my big concern about him. The second goal, you can argue the toss, but he's in great position to defend that ball from his starting point and then wanders off and misses it. But he's been an excellent servant to this club, and hopefully he can regain his fitness and his match sharpness and contribute to the team going forward, because we really need him. We really, really need him at this moment in time.
His experience.
Yeah, his experience.
And his leadership qualities.
His pace.
And his knowledge of the French Farmer League in case we get them in a cup game.
Yeah, well, it's like... But the big thing for me was the midfield 2 didn't work at all. And I thought Mkhitaryan, whilst grabbing 2 goals, was largely ineffective, and Iwobi was largely anonymous. And then Aubameyang, there's 2 shots he should score from, and he misses. we didn't look like a team that had just gone 22 unbeaten, did we?
Looked like a team that was knackered, run out of ideas, run out of luck, actually.
I think the takeaway I got from that game was less the defence, because I can kind of write it off with the personnel and the selection. And I think if you asked Emery now, he probably would say, yeah, I got that bit wrong, which is fine. If that's the first mistake he's made the entire time he's been there, with the kind of mess that our squad is, let's be honest, it's not perfectly balanced at all. I haven't got a problem with that. My bigger worry from the game was our lack of creativity.
And when you look, we had the second half with Lacazette, Ozil, and Aubameyang up front, and we did fuck all really. None of those players did anything.
I do like
the assist
I do like the fact that Lacazette, when he came on, did up the tempo of the team, and I just think it shows how important he's become.
It's weird that he's been dropped. I think he'll be back.
I think it is more. Hopefully, it's more down to do with his injury and stuff, and just making. They don't want to. I hope it's down more to the medical staff saying ease him back in slowly, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
you can't overstress him. With the got injury, etc. So hopefully it is that. But if it's not that, I
don't think Emery's scared to drop anyone. I think he's shown.
No, I don't think he is. Okay, but my big concern about it is. A lot of the time this season, and again, I'm not forgetting we've gone 22 unbeaten, and we ground it out. Whereas maybe the performances have been bang average, certainly not sparkling, other than the Leicester, Liverpool, and Tottenham games. We seem, he's trying to stick with this formation, which I think he has every right to do, but he didn't seem to learn any lessons from the Huddersfield game. And, you look at the league position, you look at their personnel, there's all sorts of similarities there in those two teams. And yet we're going away to Southampton and we produce much the same that we produced against Huddersfield, but without the clean sheet and without the Torreira moment of magic. It's, am I right to be concerned or am I overplaying it?
I think it's just, we were going to lose. I think the defence, personnel missing was an issue. I do think it is that period of the year where some of the games are just dreadful in terms of performances because people are more tired this time of year because you do get the fixture congestion pile up, which I think also might be partly why Lacazette maybe hasn't started. And if I'm honest, people may disagree with me, but that Southampton squad is better than Huddersfield's. They've got way better players in their position. They just had an absolutely garbage manager.
Yeah.
And with a new manager, he's had 2 games. He's 2-2 at Man United and beat us 3-2.
He didn't partake in that United game. He was in the stands. He said he was there to watch.
I thought they said that was his first game.
No, well, he took over, but they made sure he wasn't as manager. But look, I think if you look at Southampton's squad compared to Huddersfield, I think Southampton have got better players. They're better than their league position. They're certainly a better team than Cardiff and Newcastle.
But my point is, this is a guy who turned up with dossiers. Pardon me, sorry.
He's having a moment.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Don't die on this.
With dossiers and all the players, and yet. I thought we'd be better prepared, and I thought the defence would be better coached. I'm just going to get a glass of water in the back now.
I wouldn't have thought that he'd have had so many injuries. But looking at the players, the games coming up over Christmas, John, we've got 4 games over 8 days, and that's not going to be easy. So maybe they've been long-term resting Lacazette so he can start all of those. We've got where have we got? We're at home to Burnley, away to Brighton, away to Liverpool, and at home to Fulham.
Yeah, and you've obviously got the Spurs game as well tomorrow night. Well, maybe today, depending on when you're listening to this. So look, I mean, disappointed to lose, but out of all the teams we could have lost to,
it's not going to bite us on the arse at any point.
Yeah,
is it?
I don't.
Nippers.
I'm not that fussed. Also, I like Ross. He's a nice guy. So I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Southampton. I know Arsenal fans don't like him just because of the way the results they've had against us and the way they've played football. But I think you should see a much nicer Southampton now because Hassan Hutel is a good manager.
He's a very good manager.
Is awful.
I hope he's managing the Championship.
You shut your face. There is another fan, bloke I follow, supports Southampton. He does
I thought Wales did their best for Southampton, given the Mark Hughes.
Shut your nose.
So, okay, So look,
I think we've put more effort into that game than most of the players did.
I think that's true.
Yeah, they want to listen.
The one last question. Okay, there's been a lot of talk about Mesut Ozil, guys. Mm-hmm. He came on for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
What did you think?
Did you know? Now this will surprise you. I thought he looked completely uninterested and didn't do a lot. However, he had the most completed passes in the final third going forward of any of our players. And he was only on the pitch for 20 minutes.
That doesn't surprise me, actually, because Mkhitaryan and Iwobi were rubbish.
Yeah. I think the one thing it says to me, just that stat alone, and I know some people, in particular, a certain Mr. Carpenter, hate stats and thinks they're a little bit nonsense. This team at the moment is lacking creativity. I
think
that's honest. I do, however, think that Ozil at the moment, they said this on Arse blog, and I'm not trying to steal content, but I do think it's a good point to echo if you haven't heard it. How is it that the Bournemouth game was too physical for Mesut Ozil, yet this game, which was much more physical than the Bournemouth one, so I didn't think Bournemouth game was that physical at all, however, is a good game to bring him on in?
I think that's an issue between him and the manager, between Mesut and the manager, isn't it?
I think Ramsey would have come on if Lichtsteiner hadn't got the injury.
Well, he didn't, did he? Look, let's be honest. Okay, forget about Ramsey. He didn't come on. Right?
Forget about Ramsey.
He's going. He's going.
That's a ringtone for you people. We do it at £1 each.
but the big point here is Mesut Ozil comes on as the most amount of passes in the final third, yet has zero impact in the game. I also think the link between those most final third passes and Lacazette being on the pitch is massive. Because I think Lacazette's movement and his ability to link up men and to find the pass to the right man at the right time is exceptional. I think Lacazette is so integral to the style Unai wants to play, and unfortunately we don't play to Aubameyang's strengths. So therefore, it's a big ask for him to be effective, even though that's not exonerating him from the two misses. Because they were, he should have buried at least one of them, right? But it's this concern now. It's this concern that link, those attacking three behind the striker, we're struggling, aren't we? When we're just not, whether it's the two and Mkhitaryan and whether he's playing the two with the back three or whether he's playing that three up there. We're just not getting the best of them, and he needs to find a solution to that very quickly.
Yeah, I think if you're playing the back three, then it's heavily reliant on the wing backs, our creative play, because they are generally the players who get the highest and furthest up the pitch and get to the byline. That's how we got Mkhitaryan's first goal, that great pullback from Monreal. But if we go back to a back four and it is three behind a striker again. Yeah, I mean, Iwobi at the moment isn't playing well enough, but we don't have a lot in terms of options. You either go to Lacazette through the middle and Aubameyang playing on the left again, which I don't think worked great anyway, but you might have to do it. Maybe you bring Ramsey back into the team, playing in one of the wider areas. He seems reluctant to do that at the moment, Emery. At the end of the day, that's up to him. Ozil as well. I'm not going to. I'm no Mesut Ozil fan. Everyone knows that, but I'm not actually going to give him that much stick because he came on for 20 minutes in a game where we'd basically been garbage. Yeah. So, I don't think it's his fault at all. That result, of course, it isn't. I do think it begs the question, though, of if Ozil is going to be. He's not frozen out of the team at the moment because he has clearly been injured. But if he's going to be slightly marginalised going forwards, we clearly need to invest in some creative players. There's not enough options there at the moment.
This is the worry at the moment. Okay, I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, it's great that we're dropping Mesut Ozil, etc." Blah 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 blah. It's great that we're teaching Aaron Ramsey a lesson and letting him go to whoever for a £20 million signing on fee and probably Champions League football, and you know what I mean. I think at the moment we are a little bit of a mess. Do you know what I mean? I think, to be fair, Unai, he's done great with the squad on the pitch. Fantastic. But he needs to find a way of getting the best out of Mesut Ozil out of Ramsey for however long he's left at the club.
We need to get it out of one of them.
Yeah, but as well as that, Mkhitaryan and Iwobi, we've seen some really good stuff from Iwobi this season, and it's dropped off.
He looks tired. I think he needs a little bit of time on the bench, honestly. Just maybe. His form isn't there at the moment. I think the other thing as well, Jason, it was evident in this game, and it has been a couple of times this season, when Xhaka isn't in midfield, and again, I know people are rolling their eyes going, oh, John's going on about Xhaka again. But we don't perform as well. And if your midfield isn't playing as well, then the guys that are playing in front of it, whether it's Mkhitaryan and you're playing, the three behind a striker, or you're playing two, they're not going to get as much service. They're not going to get as much time on the ball. The quality of ball they get isn't as good.
I agree with suffer. That. But I think he's played Xhaka in the third centre-back role because you're missing Mustafi's passing ability out from the back.
Yeah. I understand his reasoning, but I think that you're supplementing a defence and trying to get the best out of it you can, and that's obviously down to suspensions, and there's not a lot you can do about that because we just haven't got the personnel. But then that immediately weakens your midfield. And Guendouzi, for as much as I thought he was poor in this game and he was out of position, same as Torreira as well. I didn't think he had a particularly good game. I did actually think Guendouzi going forwards wasn't too bad. The problem was that when we lost the ball or turned it over, the space that he left in behind him became an issue. But in terms of his forward passing, was actually quite decent, I thought.
It's one of those, okay, they got dominated, the pair of them got dominated, but, you're looking at a 21-year-old kid and a 19-year-old kid, who hopefully will be with the club and flourishing and learning for many years to come because, look, we've had a bad day at the office, okay? We've had a really bad day at the office. It's not the end of the world. Been massively harsh on them today, but that's the way it is. And I'm not going to make excuses for that, but I think we are in a bright position to go forward, and there's a good platform to build from. But I think there's a lot that needs doing around Ozil, Ramsey, Iwobi, Mkhitaryan, and Aubameyang. I think there's a lot that needs doing around there, and obviously our centre back issues. They've been there all season.
The two suspensions for Socrates and Mustafi, that's why they were both out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How often is that going to happen? I mean, someone had a really good question on the last week's show, or was it in the radio show and our live show the other day, that how is it that no other top 5 team have had so many players suspended on yellow cards so far this season? Just bad luck that if we'd have had any one of those two wouldn't have got a yellow card, they'd have been playing. Xhaka would have been in midfield next to Torreira, and none of this would have happened.
Yeah, but look, I think as well, both Mustafi.
I think a loss was coming, whether it was today or not. I just think it's going to come.
It was coming, but it shouldn't have been Sunday. It should not have been, okay?
It should have been against Wolves.
Maybe, but with regard to the yellow cards, both Mustafi and Socrates are guilty of giving away some stupid cards. Okay, some of the challenges they picked up yellow cards.
Dive was beautiful. The way
but let's be honest, okay. Well, if you're making a challenge on the bloody touchline, for grappling and wrestling a player, it's just as stupid. At least, I'm going to go to Mustafi for trying to win a penalty where Son would have had it straight away. Let's make no fucking bones about it, right? If a player's wearing a Tottenham shirt, he gets that penalty. Guendouzi gets the penalty. Do you know what I mean? It's this side of things. There is no consistency, so our centre-backs have got to be a lot more intelligent. And let's make no bones about that. Talking of the scum, let's look forward to Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday's game against them in the Carabao Coca-Cola Carling Cup.
Milk Cup.
Milk Cup.
The little words.
Don't mention the Milk Cup. Ellis will be talking about Norwich City winning it.
Oh, Jesus. They beat Norwich beat Sunderland and both got relegated.
Danny. Yeah. What a beautiful thought. In any case, Dan, do you think we're going to go with a strong team on Wednesday?
We haven't got any team. We're going to try and persuade them to play a 5-a-side because it's the only team we can put out. Oh dear! I don't think they're in much of a better position than we are, to be fair. Well, they'll be managerless soon, so that's going to be interesting. But they're on Sunday at 4:00. They're away at Everton, and Theo Walcott's going to turn it on, and he's going to relive the Croatia-England match and score a hat-trick. So, and then after that, they've got Bournemouth at home, and so that's a couple of tough games they've got coming for them. Can they afford to? I think the main thing we want to know is Lloris going to be in goal. If they put Vorm in goal, we're going to win. That's all you need to know. Harry Kane isn't going to win, is he? Son will. Actually, what I want Vincent Janssen, who's back at the club after doing nothing somewhere else. I want Janssen and Llorente up front, and I want Vorm in goal, and then we can play whoever the fuck we want. We can play 11 Koscielnys and we beat them because they're shit. They are such a 3 or 4 man team. It's laughable. Maybe have that kid Foyt at the back. He's always good for a giggle.
Nice. I mean, yeah, look, it's a difficult game for all involved. It's a difficult game for us, John, because obviously, we have had issues. I'm not sure how long Mustafi's out for. Socrates will be back, so you may see Koscielny and Socrates together. But is the manager going to go strong? Because we've got Burnley on the weekend.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I need to know your availability for that as well. You get, because by the way, listeners, the radio show is going to be a lot of me, John, Danny, and Dom coming up.
Yeah,
an awful lot of us.
Looking at Mustafi, Jace, he said a late fitness test. He should be back for the next game due to the fitness test. Same with Kolasinac. There's another player we forgot to mention. Yeah. Kolasinac down the left-hand side. He could have done a job, and then Monreal wouldn't have to play there. Bellerin available for the next game. It says no, and the rest of them we all know about.
Right. Okay, so we've got to weigh it up now. Before the scum, they need to win a trophy. They need to win a trophy. Gary Lineker put out a tweet this week. I don't often talk about tweets.
Already, Jason, I'm not interested.
I just can't.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, I know. But he put out some. Mauricio Pochettino is the quickest manager to get 100 league wins in 169 games, quicker than Arsene Wenger. Yeah, he forgot about the double, didn't he? He forgot about trophies. But there you go, Gary. Well done, you smug twat.
I mean, he didn't. He just wanted to get a rise out of Arsenal fans.
Yeah, I know. I like that about Lineker. I really like that about him. Yeah. As much as I despise him, I like that side of him. But he knows what he's doing. There's fish hooks everywhere. But yeah, but it is important for them. They talk about success. The trophy cabinet is full of DVDs.
Look, this game is one that neither club really cares about going to the next round. They could chuck it away, to be perfectly honest.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I genuinely, I don't think it matters to either club. The only reason it matters now is because it's a derby.
Yeah.
If Arsenal or Spurs had been drawn against anyone else, I think it's a different lineup. Because it's that, he's going to have to go pretty strong. And I think Spurs do as well. I do expect a couple of changes. Like I expect Cech will come in goal for Leno. And I could see, I'd imagine Socrates and if Mustafi's available, he'll be back in. And maybe it will be, I think he might still go with a back 3 though. And I think he might play all 3, Socrates, Mustafi and Koscielny.
That will make Koscielny's life a lot easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would make it a lot easier. My only worry with doing that is that you're playing your all 3 centre backs in one game again, which concerns me a little bit in terms of picking up injuries. But I mean, obviously that system is then a lot easier to transform to a back 4. I assume Lichtsteiner will come in for Bellerin, who's obviously out injured. And I would have thought it will be Xhaka and Torreira in the middle. And then I have no idea in terms of, what he'll do with the forward line. Lacazette, I hope, comes back in. Who else plays? I don't know.
Smith Rowe would be nice because he missed out on the Europa League game for some unknown reason. Wasn't injured.
He was injured.
Was he?
Yeah, he picked up an injury before the game.
Physio.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because Physio Room didn't have him on there. So, yeah, that will explain that. But I'd like to see him get a game, rip him, turn him inside out, a couple of halfway line goals, shut him up.
So maybe you get 1 or 2 youngsters either starting, whether it's Maitland-Niles starts or Smith Rowe gets a start or something like that, and then 1 or 2 of them on the bench. But still on the bench, I'd expect to see Ramsey maybe starts the game. Would make sense. But I'd imagine that, out of whichever one of the strikers is starting, Lacazette or Aubameyang, the other one will be on the bench. Ozil probably on the bench to maybe come on, that kind of thing, in case we get in trouble. But yeah, it's a weird prospect. Like, I don't want to lose it because it's against them. You never want to lose to them. But at the same time, if there was a competition I wanted to be out of, so we didn't have extra games to play, because remember the semi-final was over 2 legs, it's not one leg.
Yeah,
this is the one I want to be out of.
In February anyway.
Yeah, this is the competition I do not want to be in. It's literally because we're playing them.
In all fairness, it's a trophy, okay? As it is what it is, okay?
Look, I never thought I'd say this because I got fed up for 10 years and not winning anything. The only thing I want this season is to be in the Champions League.
Yeah.
If we get it by winning the Europa League and we get a trophy at the same time,
the wheel turns.
It would be amazing.
How the wheel turns.
I know, but
True.
you can say that, but look, how the wheel turned and Arsene Wenger didn't get us into the Champions League before he left. So
but there's enough trophies there. Look, the point is, okay, I'm looking at this now, I'd have taken, like I said in last week's pod, I'd have preferred the 3 points to win in this game. I would have. Okay, yeah. I'd have preferred the 3 points to win in this game, and I think those 3 points are going to be massively important at the end of the season. I know, and that's why I'm so annoyed about that Sunday's game, because they're going to be hugely important to us. Unless we win the Europa League, which I think we got a good chance of.
Yeah.
Okay, but you've got to get top 4. You've got to start. It's about consistency, if you know what I mean. But I'm looking at this game and I'm just thinking it's one. Oh God, I don't want to lose this. I do not want to lose this now.
I'll tell you the other thing right now as well. If anyone is listening to most people will be listening to this Wednesday, the day before, the day of the game, hopefully before it kicks off. Please, 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 Arsenal win it in regular time and don't go extra time and penalties, because you'll make the radio show even later.
I'm not even on it.
And you're not even on, Dan.
I'm the only one who's got all the time in the world.
And I'll tell you what, because if it goes really late, I'll be ringing you up and going, look, Carl's got work really early in the morning and Josh has disappeared, so it's just me and you, Danny.
And you'll have to leave halfway through because you're falling asleep. And I can just talk about my bowel movements and cats.
Look, there's some good and bad news on this game, I do want to say. Unfortunately, Eric Dyer isn't available, so he can't score an own goal for us. Jan Vertonghen isn't available, though, so their best defender's out. Aurier is a slight doubt, which would be a shame because he likes to
is Eriksen available?
Eriksen is available. Foyth is a slight doubt, but hopefully he'll be fit because he was a car crash against us. Dembele isn't available, which is nice because I hate him.
He's a great player.
He's a great player, but I hate playing against him. He's annoying. Although I would love to see Torreira go straight through him. That'd be amazing. And Xhaka get up and just put one on him.
When have any of our players ever put anything on anyone? The last Arsenal player to put anything on anyone is, Matt
Paul Davis.
Paul Davis.
I guarantee Xhaka and Kolasinac know where their bodies are buried. That's all I'm saying.
I've got to be honest with you.
You don't talk where they come from. You just get it done.
I'm calling bullshit.
They go, your rose beds are looking very good this year. Not as good as a wink. What do you want this lime for?
It's a weird game. Look, no one wants to lose it. But, I hope he puts out a fairly strong team and we can get the result. But in terms of the competition, I couldn't give the monkeys, honestly. We do not, with the injuries we've got and the January we've got coming up, we do not need a 2-legged game, which could end. It could be against Chelsea as well, which would make it even more difficult.
Well, last season it went well against Chelsea. Not so well.
Yes, no. Yeah, that's true.
Good news. Leicester have just equalised against Man City in one of the other quarterfinals, and Burton have beaten Middlesbrough 1-0.
Dan, when was the last time we played Tottenham in the Carabao Cup?
That'd have been a few years ago, and I think they beat us.
No. Last time we played them, we smashed up their toilets, and a certain Frenchman was the hero of the nation.
Was it Giroud?
No, it was Matt Flam.
It
was the Flamster.
I have to look these things up. At least I don't pretend I know.
It was Flamini, wasn't it, Jason?
Yeah.
It was an amazing volley.
Oh, that worldie.
The greatest goal he's ever scored.
And do you know what? Okay, I've always loved Matt Flam. Okay, from the time he played left back to get us the Champions League, I've adored that man. Yes, he's a bit limited on ability, okay, but effort and pointing, he was superb.
Superb. was the 23rd of September 2015 at the Lane. Beat them 2-1. Ospina, Gibbs, Chambers, Mertesacker, Debuchy, Ramsey, the Ox, Campbell, Arteta, Flame, and Giroud. And who scored the goals? Did it tell me who's going to score the goal?
Flam scored.
Yeah, 26th and 78, and Chambers got an own goal for us for them.
I'm not being funny. 2 worldies, okay? 2 worldies. Yeah. And, it's one of those. And the shocking thing was, Ospina didn't chuck the ball into his own net. It was amazing night. Amazing night.
Back in the good old days.
Oh, God, I love
Come on. Let's get on with this. So it's not 2 hours long.
Listeners, apologies. It's car crash podcasting, and we love it. But you've got 3 idiots talking nonsense, so enjoy. On to questions. Who's doing questions tonight? Oh, it's Danny, the GFP.
Okie dokie. The GFP is my car, as I keep telling you, which I'm selling. 25 grand if anybody wants it. Right, this one for you, Jace. I'm going to give this to you because even you can't fucking carpenter the shit out of this. Peter Kennelly from sunny Australia. Oh, it's so cold when I got up today. He says, why don't we defend more?
For fuck's sake. I don't know. I've got to be honest here. We spoke about last week's pod. Really disappointed in our defence this season. You can blame individuals as much as you want, but there doesn't seem to be an improvement in coaching stats. And I don't buy all this. You've got to change 10 years of anything. All these footballers have been at different clubs. Socrates is new in this season. Mustafi's been here a couple of years. Should be easy enough to coach them to improve, but we haven't. And it's something Casido and the manager need to take a short, long, hard look at and put a fix to it very, very quickly. Obviously, those guys weren't playing Sunday, but, you can't keep on blaming the past now. It's down to the current managerial and coaching team to fix it. And it doesn't seem as though a lot of work's been put into it. And you can see that set piece, which John always mentions, where, their danger men are marked by Hector Bellerin, who's 5 foot and a fart. So until we start actually coaching players in defence, and, I hear an awful lot of people get blamed, and a lot of people escape blaming this, but, we have to coach them better, and we have to set a stall out to defend aggressively and properly. But it's got to start soon.
So for a 5-word answer, you give a question, a 5-word question. The ratio there, I think it's a new world. I'll give Norris McWhirter a ring, and he'll be straight round.
I did that on purpose.
No, I know you did. One for you, John. It's a nice long one. I know you won't carpenter it. It says, from Noir Confidential, how do you think the English press and fans would treat Alex Iwobi or Buck Saka if either of them decided to represent England? Saka might still do so. Would they get the Ozil treatment, or does it depend on how level-headed they would be? And I've put here, Buck was born in London. He's played for England under 16, 17, 18 and 19, but he is eligible to play for Ghana.
He is legible not illegible.
What did I say?
You said illegible.
Oh, illegible. Yeah, he's illegible to play for Germany.
Christ.
Can't read my own writing.
Yeah, I do think there is a tendency for young English players to get, too much hype and too much coverage in the press. And it does create a level of pressure. What I would say is, look, I'm no huge England fan, but after the World Cup and the way Gareth Southgate has sort of dealt with the media and approached them, I think for the most part, the English media have actually been a little bit more reasonable with some of the players.
All depends.
Yeah. The one player they have not been reasonable with has been Raheem Sterling. That's not to say all the press. It isn't, and it's not all the media. It's certain newspapers that, to be honest, I would imagine most of our listeners don't listen. They don't read or pay any attention to. And the other thing I would say as well, it's not actually a lot of the time sports journalists. It's other journalists within those papers. It's not generally it's not generally sports journalists. So I hope it doesn't put him off picking whatever his preference is. If he wants to play for England, then he should play for England. And I hope he does well. I hope that doesn't dissuade players from doing that and representing their country and stuff. But but it certainly is a consideration. But I do think Southgate has improved it, and I think the press in general have got better at it.
Now, there was a general warmth from the press towards Southgate and the England team this World Cup,
because the way they opened up and they talked about things, and the tone was very different. And the fact that the England staff, including Southgate and some of the coaches and ex-coaches and stuff, came out and defended Sterling in the way they did on certain issues, I think was good. They could have done more, and they've, with sort of the recent things that have been going on after what happened at Stamford Bridge, you saw Gary Neville in particular saying, I missed things, and I'm ashamed to say I missed them. I think that's really big of him and very good that he's come out and said that. So hopefully going forwards, that really improves things. But yeah, it's. I think if you said 10 years ago, if I was in their position, I would have seriously considered representing a different country just because of the way the press treated people, especially, sadly to say, if you are a black player. That does make a difference. But I think he's right in saying if you are level-headed, and that's not I'm not throwing an accusation at Raheem Sterling, because I do think he's very level-headed from everything I've read about him in interviews and stuff. He's a very, very down-to-earth guy.
He's grown
very
up
generous.
a lot, isn't he?
He made some mistakes when he was younger. Who hasn't? It's normal. I think the problem is people look at footballers and think they should have all the answers. They should be role models and everything else. Your parents are your role models, the people who bring you up. Yes, it would be nice if sports stars and everything that you admire when you're younger can be there and be role models and stuff, but that's not always the case. So, sorry for the long-winded answer, but very, very good question is good.
And also, you've got to take into consideration young players. They are very eager to play international football now. Very rarely will you get a cap for England when a load of other teams will go, and national teams will go, we'll have you, we'll snap you up. Yeah. And I didn't realise that Zaha of Palace had played 2 games for England, full international, and now he's gone and played for I can't remember which team it is. Anyway, so he's now an international with those. Dortmund lost their first game of the season.
It's difficult as well. I mean, as a Welshman, the only option for me would be Wales. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't even think of anything else. I don't get this. I respect people who are not interested in international football, but for me, it's massive. Your country is everything. But if you're a second-generation immigrant or something like that, you have strong ties to maybe whatever country you come from. Yeah. Like Ozil with Turkey, you know what I mean? It will be with Nigeria. Do you know what I mean? There's all sorts of other aspects to take into account here. It may be that, if he's heard, if the lads have heard their dad talking about, where they came from, sorry, not home, but where they came from, with a lot of passion and pride, etc., that may be a more natural choice for them.
Yeah,
let's be fair. We've got enough English-born players playing for Wales. Yeah. And
your greatest ever player was English, wasn't he? Giggs.
Born in Wales. Fuck off.
Was he?
I know.
Made the wrong decision though, didn't he?
Wasn't Neville Southall born in London?
Our greatest ever player is Aaron Ramsey.
Also, being someone
it's John Charles.
My mum's Irish, and I would never, if I played international football, I'd only play for England. I would never play for any other team.
Yeah, but it's different for everyone, isn't it? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, there's all sorts of emotions and loyalties to take into account. So let the guys enjoy their football.
The only other thing, very quickly, the bit Noir picked up on about being level-headed. I do think younger players now, at the moment, the sort of trend we're seeing, we already spoke about them going to play abroad and getting loans at bigger clubs and stuff, than rather staying in England and sort of broadening their horizons. That, for me, is all a good sign and a good signal that they're more intelligent as people than perhaps they were in the past and more willing to do those kind of things.
It's funny. My brother's very friendly with Rhian Brewster's father. Okay, and he's known Brewster since he was a kid.
Who's Brewster?
Rhian Brewster at Liverpool. Okay, and when he talks,
I've heard of him. Yeah, young player.
When he talks with Brewster, he says, this kid is so level-headed. He's he's all about the football. He's been his dad's a Liverpool fan, so he's a Liverpool fan. So when he moved from, I think it was Chelsea, when he had the opportunity to move from Chelsea to Liverpool, it wasn't just the boyhood club he supported going there. It was about his development and so forth. And, you know, there was an awful lot of decisions to take into account. And, you know, hopefully he'll reap the rewards of that. And if that's, you know, that's just one kid you take out of it. But there seems to be a lot of them like that out there at the moment. You know, you look at Maitland-Niles, okay? I think Maitland-Niles is an absolute credit to the Arsenal and himself. You know, the way he conducts himself, the way he plays on the pitch. I just think that kid is magic, but he's so laid back, he drives me to distraction. But he just seems...
We've had 2 questions, Jace. You spent an hour on your one and half an hour on John's.
Sorry.
Question for you, Jace, from James. Given all the injuries to our squad and the looming January transfer window, when will kids start selling podcast T-shirts that say Tappy Tappy on the back? There you go,
James. James, you get... I don't know where all this has come from. I merely encourage people to like the live show, our fantastic chat box. And
our chat box were watching Same Old Arsenal the other day, and someone put in their Tappy Tappy.
Excellent.
And they were tappy tappying. That's Craig and Lee and Graham and Harry. So that was all good. Good lads. They didn't mind.
Crossover shows again. Fantastic.
Yes. Good. A question for you now, John. Hold on. Oh, that's the Lucasade. Okay, from Richard. He says, which Arsenal player would you like to get a secret Santa from, and what would you give them? Now, you can both answer this. Do you want to have a think about it?
That's a good question.
While I ask,
I'll tell you what. Actually, I know who I'd want to get one from.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to get one from Hector. Because I reckon I could do with some fashion tips for a start. Yeah. He's a very fashionable young man.
Yeah, but you're not. You're black,
and I'm not. That's why I need the present.
Oh, right. Okay.
But what would you get Hector? Oh,
an Alice band. I'd get him a DNA test kit to make sure he doesn't have any Barca DNA in him. I'll be off to 23andMe if they want to sponsor us.
That's a good question. But yeah, no, I think I'd like one from Hector. That'd be good. I don't know what I'd get him though. Oh.
Have you got one, Jace?
Ramsey
want a signed shirt. I'd give him some tears and a hug.
I'd like a hug and a new contract for Ramsey to sign it. Actually, pair Mertesacker.
Yeah.
Because I just think he's got the best sense of humour ever. So whatever it is from him would be brilliant. And I'd buy him some stilts so he can be even taller.
Oh, bless his socks. Actually, you can get him socks for Christmas.
I actually know a guy who's got a sock factory.
Oh, it's my dream.
Corgi Hosiery in Armanford. Oh. They supply Prince Charles and Prince William, Prince Harry. If you want to buy some nice socks, go online.
Can they sort us out of a few sets of Tappy Tappy Christmas socks?
I've already wearing them, pal.
Oh, lovely.
You don't get any. I do. Good. You don't use socks, let's be honest.
I do. I've got a lovely pair of thigh length. No, just below the knee length Christmas socks on. Very tick ones, my mother would say. Right, question from Alonso Spencer, Jace. I'd like to see you try and carpenter this. Who is going to be captain for tomorrow night's game? You can have one word answer.
Check.
Good. That's your Christmas present, people, from ABW. Jace with a one-word answer.
I mean, it'll be for Shelny, but yeah.
Yeah, Chris is turning in his grave. Have you thought about what you'd get something yet, John?
Oh, well, for Hector, yeah, I would get him some
barmaid.
Go some of your barmaids.
I'm pretty sure Hector's got no problems getting himself a barmaid.
I know.
No, I'd get him some male grooming products, but I'd get him some lovely beard and moustache oil. Yeah.
I was thinking I might actually write an email to some of these companies that sell that stuff, because we have a fine selection of gentlemen's beards. I mean, between you, me, Shredder, Jeff, and Chris, sort of, we have and
Josh.
Josh grows a beard. Yes, a big one. Ellis.
I mean, he's ginger, so it doesn't really count. But
Freddie Hussein had a go, let us all down. That fucking thing. It looked like something crawled on his face and died.
Oh, Freddie.
Looks like he's been snorting coal dust and it dribbled onto his top lip. So, I might actually go and email them and say, do they want to sponsor the show and give shit away? So, next question, John, for you from Destructible Cake. I like that name. He says, what do you make of the refereeing allowing constant fouling of our players now compared to the beginning of the season? Before our 23-game run, we were getting free kicks, but towards the end of it, it seems they had to injure our players before something was called, as we saw in, was it the Huddersfield game, which looked at times like the Royal Rumble?
It's probably the wrong person to give the question to, at least from...
I'm not going to give it to Jay, Sam. I've got to do a show tomorrow. You've got to do a show tomorrow.
I just stay on, just keep going.
We've only got half hour before the next one starts.
Look, I think, there've been a couple of bad tackles, and I think the level of refereeing hasn't been great this season. I don't think that it's, I don't think it's the case of we're not getting free kicks, because we are getting free kicks, and we've got some very good decisions go for us, and we've got some bad decisions go for us as well. In terms of penalties we could have given away that weren't given.
The hand of Rob Holding.
Yeah, the hand of Rob Holding. Never be forgotten. Poor Rob. But refereeing quality in this league has been poor for a while. Needs to be improved. Genuinely, I think one of the big things is the fitness of the referees. I have no idea how some of those guys can be referees, because the pace the game's played at, and you've got to try and keep up with play and stuff.
They can barely be good enough. Ladies, can they?
So, I think when VAR comes in, it will improve a lot. And look, you're always going to get bad decisions. There's humans involved. You always get a degree of human error. So I don't think there's like an agenda against us or anything like that. And I don't think referees are letting more and more go, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think the frustration is just like against Southampton, okay? Ings left a late one on Koscielny, okay? The referee waves play on advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but it's a yellow card all day long. It was late. It was naughty. There was an elbow from a
Maybe he forgot.
Yeah, but that's not acceptable. Forgetting that is not acceptable. Yeah,
have you never forgotten anything, Jace?
Excuse me, I'm perfect. Okay, you know this. I've laid on the law enough on this now. Okay, but there was an elbow from Shane Long on somebody as well.
Yeah,
it's a yellow card. It's a red card. The elbow, he made the elbow motion to the face. He went for him. It should have been a red card. There are some gammy decisions going against us, but I do agree that there are, we've had our fair share of them ones go for us as well.
Yeah.
Well, we do see quite often in football, the beginning of the season, the referees will have new stuff that they got to do. And
they did it with the shirt grabbing for a couple of years ago, didn't they? And then they've stopped doing it so much they're not hot. Yeah.
The players ignored them, so they stopped.
Look, it genuinely wouldn't surprise me if they have new directives at the start of the season, and then as it goes on, the new directives are causing too many problems. There's been too many bookings or penalties or whatever, and then they reassess it, or the Premier League or the FA or someone goes, "Look, guys, can you not be quite so hot on this, because otherwise games are going to start finishing with 9 or 8
VAR
players."
Comes in 5 penalties each per game.
It's
gonna be glorious.
So yeah.
Okay, right. Quick answer from happens what?
No, it just happens. Things
Okay.
happen. Fucking hell, Danny.
I thought I'd talked over you. Right, an answer from the pair of you, from Mr. DJ. Do you see Leno being replaced in the league? I think he means by Czech. Or will the manager have to have more patience with his errors right now between the sticks? Yes or no?
If Czech has a blinder tomorrow, then maybe.
I think he's capable, Jace.
No, I think you got to stick with Leno because his player at the back is important to us. I also think that a lot of those issues are defensive issues, which is down to the management team to sort out. So, it's all, yes, there've been a couple of errors from Leno, but I think the coaching team and the management team need to help the goalkeepers out.
And he plays the kind of playing out from the back that Emery wants, which is how he made his name at Leverkusen.
I think that aspect of his game is now being ignored when, it's been very important to the Tottenham game, etc., etc. That's going to help us.
Okay, Bobby, check your booty. Didn't he win a T-shirt?
Yeah.
Posted it.
No, I'm going out tomorrow. I need to ask his address. Oh, no, he's giving me his address.
Yeah. Shall I read it out for everyone so they can send him Christmas cards?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, he asks, what is your favourite chocolate bar? Jason doesn't have to answer this because we all know what it is. John, so what's your favourite chocolate bars?
I love a Whisper.
You dirty bastard.
Yeah, no.
What else do you like? I've put my top 3.
Oh, your top fucking hell. Did he say bars or bar? Has he pluralised it?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, you do know. You just can't be bothered. I like a toffee crisp. I'm a big fan of toffee crisp.
Jason's off on one, ladies and gentlemen.
And I tell you what, I know it's 21st century and you've got to be PC and everything. I like a Yorkie because they're not for girls. There you go.
I have actually, the only tissues I use are Kleenex men's size, and I've got I bought a load from...
I really wondered where that was going.
I bought them, and they just say Kleenex grand tissues now, and oh no, that says at the bottom man size, good. I use those, but they're branding. My favourite 3 is a Boost, a Topic, and a Wasabi Kit Kat.
Can you get the first 2 anymore? They still do them.
Well, they
stopped doing saying you like a marathon, didn't you?
I was getting too fat, so the only way that I could stop was them stop making it.
Jace doesn't need to answer. Everyone knows it's Kit Kat Chunky, and Kit Kat 4 Finger.
It's Kit Kat 4 Finger, end of story.
Unless it's Christmas and it's a festive Kit Kat.
And the one I miss that they stopped making was a Texan.
Oh, caramel loveliness.
Oh, ooh la la.
You'd made it then when you could afford a Texan.
Oh, you know what it's like.
Question for you then, Jace. One final one from Trenry, who I think is regularly in the chat box. He says, if Wenger went to manage Man United, how would you feel about it? And I'll add on to that, because in 14 days' time, Ramsey can sign for any team outside the Premier League, outside of England, can't he? So, what do you think?
I would be absolutely gutted if Wenger went to manage United. It would break my heart. I don't think he'd do it, but if he did, well, good luck to... No, I can't wish him good luck. No, not at United, no, sorry. But I love Arsene Wenger. I always will, always have.
I think he'd get them relegated. What do you reckon, John?
I don't think he'd go to Man United for a start, but on the bizarre instance that he decided to, I think he'd be a car crash. That'd be hilarious. I
gotta be honest. I think if he went there, I think he'd do well because there's enough quality there. Let's be honest. Jose spent enough money. There's enough quality in that team. That's all they need is somebody to get them playing football. You know, instead of defending. And that's the one thing Arsene, he let them express themselves. And the likes of Pogba, Sanchez, you know.
What about all the goals they're already letting in, though? They'd just let in more, wouldn't they?
We could swap. Shelney.
I think they do well, mate. I genuinely do. Okay, I think like you're talking about a man who's gone a season unbeaten.
That was a long time. That was 14 years.
Doesn't matter. He's done it. Nobody else has done it.
So did the Preston manager in 1888, but we don't want to get him back.
So did Conte at Juventus.
Yes, right.
And Conte won a title in his first season at Chelsea.
Shut your face. Right, final question has come in. We put it out to you, our wonderful listeners. Jason, as you'll hear from in the extras, me and Jason had a little chat about his love of football abroad. And so I said, Jason's thinking of supporting a German team. Being a proud Welshman, he wants to support a team with the most number of vowels. It must have a vowel to constant ratio of at least 50-1. And there's only one person we know who would ever have any idea about this, and it's our very own, used to be on here, has been on here a couple of times this season, Andrew Thompson. Drew, I said Andrew, but it's not, it's Drew. He says, FSV, Glughalf, Brikasiki, Senfentenberg. Now, I'm just going to have a quick look there. That has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 vowels. Is that enough, Jace?
That's enough to say hello in Welsh, isn't it?
Thank you very much, Andrew. You're a gentleman. Danny, you're a twat.
And the other one he put is 1 FC Germania Egestfort Langarida, when that has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they've both got 9, Jace. This is a 9-9 draw. It's like a game of like egg chasing. That's got to make you happy. The silence of an angry man.
Have I got to do Feist Forum now, Danny?
You certainly have, and I'm going to paste it in the box.
You're going to paste it in, and I'm going to go, Park 5, Right. Five Forum. So this week the question was, what do you want Santa to bring Arsenal for Christmas? So you two can start having a think about this. But we got a couple of answers. So Peter Kennelly, Jose Mourinho to be reappointed Man United manager. Which, I'll be honest, I haven't read the rest yet, but that's definitely winning. Richard has put the Europa League trophy. Very good.
Nice.
Mr. DJ has put, I would like Santa Sven and his right-hand elf role to be handed transfer funds from the Scrooge McCronkey to immediately buy a proven centre-back comfortable enough to play in the English Premier League right away in January, and winger to bolster the squad. Very nice.
Seriously, good.
Mark Carlisle, the ability to concede less goals. Our very own Lord Hillwood has followed that up with, excuse me, a defence that doesn't leak goals and stays fit, and also taser units for Carcedo so he can zap Guendouzi in woeful, as he's put here, when they don't pass quickly enough. As a warning, and to stay on your feet to defenders.
So his first part, he wants them to stay fit, and the second part, he wants to electrocute them. Cheers, Steve. Brilliant.
Noir Confidential has put, I'm not greedy. Perfect health to all our players. This would also have to include the injured ones coming back to full strength. Not greedy at all. And Jamie has put Mourinho's bus to park in our box in the absence of our defenders. May as well, as he won't be needing it again anytime soon. Very good answers. So, Jace, what would you like Santa to bring Arsenal for Christmas?
A decision-making course for our defenders. So Mustafi stays on his feet. Kos learns to head the ball and mark a man. Socrates learns not to wrestle people in stupid positions. And the wing-backs to tuck in. And you can chuck Iwobi and Mkhitaryan in to learn to defend high up the pitch as well.
There you go. What about you, Danny?
I would like four new knees. I'd give 2 to Koscielny, and I'd give 2 to Jason.
I only need one.
Oh, yeah, but you'll need another one with all them sliding.
Don't they replace them both at the same time? Do they not do that
anymore?
I thought that's what they used to do. What would I have? I would like a
barmaid.
No, I don't need to ask Santa for that. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't have to ask Santa for one of them. I'd get that myself.
But you can have the new model.
Oh, there is a couple of new. Anyway, no, let's not get to that. No, I would like for Arsenal. I think as centre back, definitely. But I mean, we can't get one till January. But it'd be nice if we could get one for Christmas. That'd be great.
If you were going for one, would it be Pepe?
No, absolutely not.
Not even on the short term. You play one game, get sent off, and be banned for the rest of the season.
Absolutely not.
Talking of decision making, you know what I mean?
Jesus.
Imagine him and Socrates at the back. Wow.
Hasn't he just been dropped from Besiktas? They haven't even given him a contract.
No, they used to cancel his contract and kicked him out.
Oh, look, he was a wonderful player in his time, but Jesus,
He's 35 now.
No, not a chance.
Who
would I really want? I'd love Koulibaly, but I don't think we'd be able to afford him.
More of a DM, or they moved him.
No, he's been playing centre-back for like 4 seasons, Danny.
Of course, he's at Napoli. Who's the other one who was at Sevilla?
Hey, I'm not being
you're thinking of Kondogbia.
That's it. Kondogbia, I know that.
If there's a McCoughlin then.
No, I know there's one.
We can't afford the ghost of fucking Aaron Ramsey's ego.
That is true. Look, I'm sure there are centre-backs out there that we could buy that are... I would want... Look, my ideal centre-back is someone between the age of sort of 24 to 28, something like that. Got some experience.
Choice. Can that?
I can go a little bit younger or older, depending. But
it is Christmas after all. We're very giving.
Yeah, so experience depending. So exactly the same. But that's what I want.
Training courses on offer.
Good on their knees.
The other
side tackles.
The other one I would want, Skriniar from Inter Milan. I think he's younger, but he's an amazing centre back.
I saw him play the other week, and I messaged you, and I said he looks a bit mental. You said, "Yeah, that's all I want him."
He's an absolute monster. Kind of reminds me of Vidic. He's nuts. He might get a couple of sendings off, but he will terrify the defence into doing what he says. He's a monster of a man. We haven't got the 60 million to go out and get a Van Dijk, but there are definitely centre backs that we could go out and improve our defence with. So you don't have to spend the world to get one. I just want a really commanding centre-back, proper leader.
Gary Cahill.
No.
Shut up.
Not a
Get
chance.
out.
Not a chance.
If Gary Cahill comes in on loan.
I would have taken Johnny Evans.
Yeah.
He's not
West
physically
Brom are doing
dominating.
really well in Championship, aren't they?
He's not physically dominating or commanding. I mean, I wouldn't take him now because I think he's been playing at too low a level. But he's experienced and knows how to organise.
I'd have taken him in the summer.
Yeah.
I really would have.
I think
Rob
now
Huff
he's
is on,
playing
Robert Huff is on a free.
Been playing too low a level. That's the issue. But yeah, I'm sure there's plenty out there that you can get. I don't want. Look, I don't
Samba?
want a. Oh God. I don't want a young 21-year-old prospect, who's good for the future and stuff. They're nice and everything, and they're great players. And there's nothing.
Godin?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. If we could get him, I'd have him. Again,
be good.
But yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I'm sure Unai knows a few people, and Sven does as well.
How about old matey boy AC Milan?
Shinji Kagawa.
Nice. Old matey boy at Milan who they got from Juventus. Bonanucci, is it?
What, Bonucci? No, he's back at Juve, Danny.
He's gone back from Juventus.
Of course he has. Yeah, the Snakes returned.
When did he do that?
Went back in the summer, didn't he?
So he only spent one season at Milan.
Oh yeah. Got a nice big pay deal and then went back. Yeah. He's a real snake. Don't ever ask Lana about Bonucci. She goes nuts.
I won't ask Lana about anything unless I want to kill someone. That's the only thing I'll ask her about. Yes.
Is that it? Is that Feist Forum done?
I think
so,
it is.
Isn't it? Yeah, there we go. What's left, Danny? What do we do now? Is it shout-outs?
I think it's gentlemen's nods, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not going to bother with the youths and the roundups because Arsenal under 23s got smashed yet again and the ladies won yet again, and that's it. So there's no point.
Oh, come on, because we're just waffling now. This is nonsense. People want us to get on with it. Jace, you got a shout-out?
Not yet. Can you come back to me, please?
Christ. Danny?
No, I'm just going to go to my mate Adam Hurst. If anyone wants to know why, just go and look at my Twitter. There's a GoFundMe there. But yeah, Gooner, good mate of mine. That's it.
Very good, mate. I do not have one off the top of my head. So instead, what I'm going to do is shout out a band that I found the other day. They're very, very good. So if you like yourselves a bit of classic rock and or roll, 70s styly, they are called Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. And the album is called Wasteland. Came out this year.
Are any of them Arsenal fans?
I have absolutely no idea. I don't even know what they look like. But I literally found out about them last night, and I listened to the album, and it's in my top 3 albums of the year. So there you go.
Would Jace have a little boogie to it if he's no knees?
I actually think Jace would. Yeah, I think he would. I think he'd like it. It's not like my usual nonsense that I know some people get fed up with on my timeline. Apologies, I didn't have anything ready, so that was the first thing that popped into my head. So there you go. Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. Great name as well for a band, by the way.
Yes.
Go on, Jace. You got one. You got an actual shout out.
No, it's just sound like he's falling down a hill. Jace, you all right?
I know I'm really got a fucking shout out. I'll tell you what. Here we go. I'm just scrolling through my replies here.
What's her name?
Trumped up charges.
Don't. I know.
Whilst Jace is still looking for one, I would like to shout out. I know we always talk about all the people in the chat box and on the radio show. We do that all the time, and absolutely love you guys are all in the chat box and everything. But a big shout out to all our other listeners who listen to the radio show later on and can't watch live. I know we don't get to interact with you as much, and sometimes we get some tweets and stuff about the shows, which is really, really nice to hear. But thank you so much for listening as well, because it's not just the guys who are watching live, but it's everyone listening afterwards as well. Really bump our numbers up. And we've seen huge numbers this season from all of you listening. So really pleased to see you're all enjoying the content because we love making it.
And we're only 20,000 YouTube views away from 1 million. And when we get to 1 million, we're giving away a signed SantaKos framed shirt. Gav from She-War's giving it to us. So that's the one best. So that should be probably about the end of the season. We can know. Hopefully that'll be sometime in January, unless we get 20,000 views on this video.
Yeah, I've got 2 shout outs. So first one is to Jock AFC at Jockman AFC. Currently got a book out. Great Christmas present. Almost invincible. Okay, Jock is brilliant. Does the blogs. Fabulous writer. Top man. Absolutely love him. And the other one is Dave Seeger. Dave Seeger at GoonerDave66. He's got a book out, Arsene's Double Double. A book cataloguing Arsene's early years. Meant to do a book review with Dave. Unfortunately, just haven't had time because of work, so my apologies to him. We'll try to do a book review coming out now, early January, for post-Christmas presents. But there's 2 great books for you guys to get, Dave Seeger and Jockman.
There are 2 other Arsenal books. If you buy The Loved People in Your Life, there's one by Mark Andrews, Andy Kelly, Tim Stillman, and I forget who else did it with them. It's called Royal Arsenal Champions of the South. I've got that. And they also did the other one, which is, can't find it. It was the entire history of Arsenal. But I've just looked at his timeline, so maybe it's a little bit... Oh, there we go. It's Arsenal, The Complete Record, which I also have, and those 2 did that. And I think that some people have helped them do the books as well, but as it isn't showing the front cover. So there's 4 really good Arsenal books, and I own 3 of those 4.
Nice. So that's about it then, is it, Dan?
I think that could well be it.
So, dear listeners, this is our last show of 2018. This is the last podcast. There will be the live shows after the upcoming games. We've got the Scum on Wednesday. We've got Burnley on Saturday. I haven't done the lineups for anything else yet, so I have no idea what else is happening. But there will be shows after every single game.
Even Boxing Day and New Year's Day.
Even Boxing Day and New Year's Day. I will not be there Boxing Day. I will be smashed in a boozer in Armanford. So if you want to come and say hello, come to Armanford and get on it.
And I will be there Boxing Day because Sean's abandoning me to go and see some family members.
It's you and Johnny Boy, innit?
Hey.
I think it is me and Danny on Boxing Day yet. So come join us, listeners.
We might even open John's cupboard to Narnia behind me during every show. We'll all have a little delve.
It'll be the head-to-head. And many thanks to the ABW crew for getting back to me with their availability. Thanks, guys.
Well, Josh did. He wrote every game for the next 200 years and said yes or no.
Not the live lot, the other lot. You know, there was silence, wasn't there? That's their commitment. But we keep on going. We keep on going. So that was 2018. That was the year that was. We wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. We hope you have a fabulous New Year. We will be giving you constant content. It will be as bad as this car crash. We guarantee you that. Our standards always drop low. But thank you for your support, so one and all. You've been brilliant, as you have been every year. We really, really appreciate it. So on behalf of all the boys, you know, our never-ending thanks and our respect to you all. We thank you ever so much. Dan?
I suppose I better say Happy Hanukkah to Mike from Gooners, the Gooners podcast.
Hanukkah's over.
I know, but he complained because he sent in a load of Arsenal names turned into Jewish people.
Happy Hanukkah, Mike.
Aaron Ramsenstein was my favourite one.
Oh!
He did loads.
He should have gone for Rambo Stein.
He said, why didn't you read any of them out? I said, people might have taken it the wrong way. So, yes, there you go, Mike. Just for you. I think that's it now, Jace. We can all go home.
Say goodnight, Danny.
Good night, Danny.
John?
Yes?
Say goodnight, John.
Good night, John.
Jace? Say good night, Jace.
Good night, Jace. Thank you, guys. Take care. Keep it Arsenal. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas and have a brilliant New Year. Danny, switch this shit off.
Hoi, 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 cheeky monkeys. And here's a little bit of shenanigans from before the podcast started. And also on TV tonight, there is Borussia Mönchengladbach in Nuremberg. John's boys.
Nuremberg. Yeah, Nuremberg, great.
And they're Dusseldorf v Dortmund. Oh, Dortmund have got Spurs. So they've had a good run. Spurs. Hertha Berlin, Wolfsburg, which is Schroeder's team, v Stuttgart.
All right.
What's your German team? Breathe, for fuck's sake.
Like, I got a fucking German team, mate. I haven't got a fucking Welsh team. So if you think I got a fucking German team and I'm got a fucking Welsh team,
you're barking up the wrong tree.
You're barking way up the wrong tree. all this. Oh, that's my German team. That's my Italian team. That's my French team. That's my J League team. That's my American team. Oh, that's my Brazilian team. Oh, that's my Argentinian team. Fuck off.
Well, up until Argentina, I had an answer for all of those. Corinthians.
And I'm not being funny.
Timbers.
I've got a 2-word answer for you. Fuck off.
Back off.
Fuck off.
You've been on the old fucking cockle deals again. Are they called cockle deals? I've
had a shit day.
Have you?
It's been horrendous weather. I've been driving on West Wales. It took me 40 minutes to travel from there to here.
Even with your knees, you could have walked for that quicker.
Oh, I'm a great walker, to be fair, and a great wanker, in all fairness. But do you know what I mean?
Not both. Not since the court case. Are you allowed to do that down the middle of Cardiff High Street?
I can't do it at the same time. I just can't do it at the same time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Fucking hell! I don't know what's wrong with the world.
I bought more CBD oil, and the cunts have only. It's for our people with arthritic hands and things. So what do? You know those child locks they put on tablets? They've got one of them on top of the bottle. Seriously. So I tweeted them, and I used the F word more than once.
But to be fair, if children get hold of it, it could be nasty. Come on.
No, it can't. No, 0.07% THC. You'd have to drink about 10 bottles to even get slightly tipsy.
THC, what a hell of a band. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, he is there.
Jason's in a bad mood.
Fantastic.
When am I not in a bad mood?
Well, I've just walked in the door, made a cup of tea, put the computer on, and that's it. So.
Oh, do you want to go and get something to eat? Give you 5 minutes.
Fuck that. I'll eat later.
I've had 4 Lindt chocolates and a tin of tomato soup.
I've got a cup of tea and I've got 2 chocolate biscuits. That'll see me through.
That's nice. 2 of my 5 a day.
I was home by 5 today, okay? And I had chili in the freezer, so I put that in. But it wasn't spicy enough when I cooked it.
Yeah.
So I have this fucking magic idea. I'll get some chili powder now, spice it up a little bit. I don't like it too spicy, but just enough to give it a little bit of a kick, okay?
Yep.
Well, I got the wrong shit, didn't I? This stuff was just fucking thick as soup. It was foul. Fucked it, didn't I? I absolutely fucked it. My chili.
Chuck some jalapenos in and some paprika powder. Job done.
Is it paprika powder, is it?
Yeah, well, I use the, when you have tacos, you get the powder that goes in them. They sell the powder separately. I think it's 60p for a packet. So I buy 10 packets of that and put it in a little salt shaker and add loads of that onto it. But yeah, it has some jalapenos. I like my stuff hot.
Oh, you could have fucking told me sooner, you cunt, can you?
Oh, no, it's not right.
So I take it we're literally going to say Carabag, we won, and then do the Southampton game.
Yeah, well, to be fair.
That's good night.
And boys, there's going to be a bit of abuse flying around. So if anybody's got any idea on how to defend Lauren Koscielny, because he's got no fucking idea how to defend.
He's got no knees.
Okay? It's not my fucking fault. He still gets paid, the cunt.
So the rough thing for tonight, did the Carabao game, and the only thing we're going to talk about is the youngsters, I'm guessing, and then Southampton, and then a bit of a Spurs preview. Like, we don't want to make this really like a long 2-hour pod.
No.
Yeah. If it's only 2 hours, we won't get a word in.
Oh, the fucking fault. I've heard you two cunts just waffle on about anything. Don't give me a hard time, you fucking pair of wank. I can't keep on going.
Much in Black are playing tonight, John. I tried talking to Jace about it, but he doesn't have any foreign teams.
No.
Arsenal are the only foreign team he supports.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He turned around, he goes, who's your German team? I've got a fucking Welsh team, I'm not a fucking German team.
Some of the German teams do look like they play in Wales, the way the name's spelt, to be fair, so could be.
There's more vowels than is actually strictly necessary. We should tweet the listeners. What German team has got the most vowels? Jace is thinking of dipping his toe in the German football market. The most unnecessary vowels. I might go and ask him.
Do it. Consonants that don't make sense. You take the piss, but I do warn you, if you take the piss out of my language, I will fucking kill you.
Oh, I don't care. I'm
going to hunt you down like a dog.
You don't have to hunt me much. You know where I am. I don't move, and when I do move, it's like the tidal erosion when I move.
To be fair, again,
very slow.
You've got the mobility of Xhaka and Lichtsteiner.
At least I've got my knees are in perfect working order and my feet have got very low mileage. And here's some more shenanigans after the podcast ended.
Danny, switch this shit off.
Can't. There you go. That's only 5 hours long.
Oh, we're pretty good. That's only 2 hours long. Fuck yeah. We carpentered the shit. I carpentered the shit out of that.
Really?
Your intro, Jesus Christ.
I thought you were starting on the wrong show.
I think you did 20 minutes before we even said the word Arsenal, didn't you?
I went and had a poo and come back and you're still going.
Yeah, I didn't plan that out well, did I?
Oh, shit. I've gathered that.
The thing is, you get an idea. Oh, we'll do the news now. Mourinho's gone. Koscielny's being SantaKos, giving goals away to Southampton.
Oh, cock, I did have a shout out. I just realised he was a Man United fan. Bollocks.
Fuck them.
I'm finished now, Baba.
Pogba. Solskjaer should be coming in to replace Lukaku, not Mourinho.
Oh, I tell you what, if they get Solskjaer there, that will be a car crash.
Well, he hasn't. His team Mulder at the moment. They don't start. The season doesn't start again until March or April.
Is it Carrick taking over till the end of the season, I think?
Giggs. Why isn't Giggs there?
Yeah, give it Giggs.
In all fairness, I'll tell you one thing. Giggs is impressing as Wales manager.
You'd say really that's biased.
No. Some of the play and some of the youngsters he's brought through, it's different kettle of fish to club management, okay? It's chalk and cheese. But, I mean, against, was it Denmark? Is Eriksson Danish?
Yes. Christian Eriksen of Spurs.
Honestly, okay, I know we lost to them, but he was the difference. And we had enough chances. And they're a very good team. Okay, but Eriksson was phenomenal against us. And it wasn't, he was constantly involved. But when he got on the ball, yeah, he made the difference, you know. But I think, Giggs done okay for us. But I hope they get fucking Moyes back.